The Internet, the final frontier. These are the live streams of Frost and Fist. Their mission, to explore miniature wargaming, to seek out new hobbyists and models, to boldly go where no potato has gone before.
And we are live.
All right, what is up, beautiful people? It's with Brother Mythos.
And I am Freak. And welcome to this Friday night live stream! Yay! With special guest, the Commodore! Yay! Oh, yeah.
I don't know why, but you remind me of Kermit.
Right?
Commodore, welcome back, my brother.
Good to be back. How's everybody doing?
Good,
Man.
man.
It has been a crazy, busy week, and I'm glad I got in a whole bunch of hobby last week because I didn't get nothing done this week.
I know it's been the same for me. I've got a few things, like, I've been very, like, spaz. I'm like, oh, I'm going to work on this, I'm going to work on this, and I'm work on this. And then, like, oh, I'm going to play video games, too. And it's just like, I have too many hobbies. That isn't a first world problem. I have too many things to spend my money on.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. No, same here, being a video game player and Warhammer and painter. I mean, it's first of all the a whole bunch of expensive hobbies, and then on top of that, I mean, they all take time, and it's hard to split your time evenly.
Right,
and then on top of having to do adulting, that eats up so much time. God,
So overrated.
I know, right?
It's funny, Brother Archer talks about the Star Trek reference. I just realized Star Wars. We're in the wrong here.
By the way, guys, you just heard that amazing intro, and that was brought to you live by the Commodore. So, thanks so much for doing that for us, my man.
It's great. It's always fun. It helps me get through work. Hey, you want to?
You always do such an awesome job with those.
I can imagine Commodore at work. Commodore's at work. It's like, oh, wait. I'll get to those reports, but first, I got to do this. All right, let me record this. Listen.
I'm live from a Walmart parking lot. Why am I in HR again? You know why you're here.
Got some awesome people chat already. We got a running bear in the chat.
Is he running from a bear?
We got a Dazrock Kushwanada. We've got
Mountain Man.
We've got my favorite Grey Knights player, Brother Garrett, in the chat.
Brother G. Big G. He's got a big G. That doesn't right. That doesn't work. He's a big G.
Running Bear said, I had to take the time to be here, but then back to 7 Days to Die. New mod out. Very nice.
Thank you for coming by, though, man. Thank you for hanging out for a little bit.
So if you want to see some awesome zombie shooter type of action, you can check out Running Bear.
Is that what he's running
from a bear?
Or is he the bear?
From a zombie. And they do have bears in 7 Days to Die, by the way. They're
cool.
They're zombied out. They're creepy. Ugh.
Well, there's this one. There's a Running Bear there.
There's a right. He's like, hey, I'm Running Bear. I'm not running from anything.
Oh, it's a sorcery mod that turns it into a fantasy game. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I have to check it out, man. All right, it sounds really cool.
Some other awesome people. We got the Essex Boys, who, by the way,
hold on, let me get some.
Happy birthday. Late happy birthday to the Essex Boys. And he mentioned the other day that he was wearing our Frost and Fist shirt. So that's pretty cool.
Very nice.
Yes, it arrived safely. Essex Boys, by the way, was the winner of our 700 subs giveaway.
Ain't that something?
I call shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
I stuffed the ballot box. Why didn't I win? Wait, I was supposed to put my name, right?
Dang it. I knew I missed a step.
Step 1, stuff ballot box. Step 3, win. Right? No.
Wait, what did I miss?
Oh, wait. I do have something just for chat. I see you guys have your little cups that you like to drink from. So, cheers to that, boys.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
Oh,
You know what?
man.
We need to get one of those from Big Mac. I still can't. I mean, I'm not used to the smooth
I
Big
know.
Mac yet.
I can't deal with it. It's too clean, too smooth, and it's not him. It's not him. It's not. I'm sorry.
It's like half the face is missing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I am that, you ever see those videos where, the dad is playing with the little kid, and dad's got this full-blown beard, and, the little kid's like, oh, I'm playing. And all of a sudden, next frame, dad takes off the towel, and he's completely shaven. Kid's like...
I was
That's me.
I went back and watched one of his Sunday live streams right after he shaved the whole thing, and that was almost what it was like. Every single person that joined the chat was like, "Hey, wait, where's the beer?"
I mean, everybody was like,
And I mean, like 2 hours later, he's still streaming. And each new person that joined the chat, it was still, "Hey, where's the beer?" But why is the beard gone?
Yep.
Brother Archer says, "Surprised Mythos didn't win his own giveaway." Well,
I'm surprised.
the
too.
vampire luck can't be on all the time.
He turns it on. He's got a little switch.
Speaking of winning giveaways, Pale Orc says he was just about to do an announcement stream for his 250 subs giveaway, but we started, so he had to come watch us. Well, I highly, highly recommend that when we're done here, everybody go over to the Pale Orc
Just flood
and
it.
check out who won his giveaway.
Flood it. Just flood it. Just flood it. Fill it with goodness.
Speaking of winning your own stuff, it reminded me of a funny little story. When I was younger, I was in a thing called the Cub Scouts. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. It's kind of like junior Boy Scouts.
Yep, I was a Weebelo.
Yeah, so it's like that. I don't know about for our non-American viewers. It's basically it's Boy Scouts, but the pre-Boy Scouts.
Right.
So I had to be like 4 or 5, and we were called we were the Tiger Scouts because we did. You start off as a Tiger Scout, then you become a Bear Scout, and then a Wolf Scout, and then you finally become a Boy Scout. So I forgot to tell my family, or at least my mom and my dad, like, hey, we're gonna do this raffle, and we were all supposed to bring like a baked good to go into the raffle. And like the day of, I'm like, oh yeah, we're supposed to bring stuff, and they're like, wait, what? So it's a mad dash to bake something. My family arguing at each other of like baking this thing and trying to it's hot in the pan. Like we're walking into the dinner, and like we had a raffle tickers. We won the thing we baked.
What?
My dad went up there and sat it down, went to get his seat, and they called the raffle, and he literally went back up there, picked it up, and brought it back to his seat.
Oh my God.
Aww.
See, with my luck, I would have been rushing, because, I was just a dumb kid, and I'd like, oh, I had to bake something. Go to the back somewhere, get some mud, put it in a little pan, made a pie, and I'd win that.
Wow, I was trying to recall some of my Cub Scouts memories, and I only have 2, and one of them just represents how broken I am. So moving right along. David Moffat, flood the mojo.
Flood it. Flood it good.
Weeblos, yes.
Doesn't that
Weeblo
get
Scouts.
registry if you flood the mojo?
Say what?
If you flood the mojo, does that get you on a special registry? You have to go to your neighbors like, hey, I'm known to flood mojo, sorry.
That's usually after taco night. Sorry.
At least it would not be a roll of one freak.
True that.
Pale Orc giveaway looks cool. Congratulations. Definitely. Although we've been fans of the Pale Orc for a while here on this channel. We're always showing off his kit bashes and stuff like that. And haven't seen how awesome his work is here. I'm definitely no surprise how quickly he's gotten to 250, and he'll be passing us up before long.
In a heartbeat. Be like,
Speaking of
see ya.
Speaking of people who are on their way to pass us up, live here on stream a couple weeks ago, we got the pickle jar up to, what was it, 300, 400? We got him to the next 100 mark, and he's already at the cusp of the next one.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah,
he's just blazing through.
Yeah, he's on our heels, man. That's okay. It's not about the numbers. You know what I mean?
Oh, no. I mean, it's a great thing. I love seeing other people succeed in what we do. I mean, we have such a niche community. You know, it's all about celebrating each other here.
It's all about you. All of you.
All right, Freak Man. We haven't seen the chat in 2 weeks because everything went wrong last week.
Potato.
So, man, what kind of any updates for you in the last 2 weeks, man? What kind of hobby you got? What you got for a poke chop?
Well, I've been working my chongos off, that's for sure. Dude, this whole past week has been absolutely nightmarish because of work, because I was on call, and we at the old job site, we apparently had hired somebody, and on Thursday, this past Thursday, not like yesterday, but the day prior, or the week prior, on Thursday, the new guy quit. Just up and walked out. Like, basically told one of the techs that were there, like, here's my pass card, here's my badge, here's my laptop.
What do you mean I gotta wear pants at this job?
Yeah, I wish that was the problem. You know what that dude said? You know what he said? He says, yeah, I actually had another job lined up. I was just waiting for them to call me. I'm like,
oh, you guys were the safety net.
Right. We were the other woman, basically. And so I told my boss, I said, you know what? I used to get upset about that kind of stuff. I really did. And then I basically told him, you know what? That kind of crap. I'm glad he did that right then at the beginning, because he only worked for maybe 2 weeks at best. So I'm glad he did that at the front end, because that kind of mindset, he's going to do it again. He's just going to do it again. He's going to do it somewhere else. Like, good rid, let him be somebody else's problem, you know? And we were kind of seeing some lazy streaks. So, you know what? It was like, okay, go. So we got a lot of, we got hit with a lot of calls. Of course, we were understaffed, and I'm handling practically 3 to 4 sites, so I was taking a lot of the load of a lot of the IT calls, and it was pretty crazy. And of course, we had problems. So anyway, aside from that,
overworked? No, that never happened.
Never happened. Exactly. So, but aside from that, though, I mean, I've my grandson had grabbed my one of my miniatures that I was painting, that I had put together, is one of my bikes, my Primaris bikes. He grabbed it, dropped it, busted it. So I had little motivation to do anything, and I was missing. But we have been playing still with Oni every now and then. I'll play the Forest, which is still great, So
yeah, there's nothing heartbreaking like the sound of shattered resin. Ugh.
Yeah, it really sucks, dude. So
anyway, not funny. It was like an escalation, because we were just talking about that Saturday while we were there to have a game, because you were showing me the pieces of the Pokemon that had been shattered off, and you were like, "Oh man, this sucks." And then it's like the next time you messaged me, it was like, "And the Primaris rider has snapped in a couple places, but the bike's okay." And then the next time you messaged me, it was just steady escalation. You're like, "Well, the bike shattered now." It's like, ugh.
Yeah, it's just been one of those things, dude. And it got to the point to where, you know what, I'm just not even going to look at my bench. It's like I have not even sat in that chair. I have been, however, hobby-wise, I guess, I've been working on my chops on my guitar, and doing a lot of practicing. So, which is pretty cool. I've been needing it. But yeah, it's just something I've been doing. Again, I've been playing with Oni on the Forest, which is a great game. I'm hoping this week I might be getting some now so we did get some hobby time. I guess we got a game in, which was fantastic. Oh my gosh, that was
such a good game.
That
like
was
down to the wire.
That was down to the wire. It was a great game. It was almost very thematic. Imperial Fist versus the Orcs, and this time the Orcs came out to play. I mean, they really came out, man, and they were like, you know what? We're gonna eat your lunch, mate. You know, they really came out to mess us up. It was a great, and we actually got to record it, so I'm working on that video. So hopefully to get that out there.
Hopefully you'll see a battle report sometime soon.
Yes. So anyway, that was a very exciting game, and so tomorrow night I'm going to be hosting another karaoke party. I got invited or asked to do that, and that's going to be a lot of fun as well. I'm looking forward to it. Just kind of break away, get away from everything, and just enjoy it. So good stuff. Who got first turn? Running Bear asks. Well, yeah, Wolf Brother actually. Yeah.
So I got first turn, but nothing happened during the first turn. I moved up my truck, I moved up one bike, and then one helicopter, and then I said, "That's it. That's the end of my turn."
Yeah, it was exciting. It was nail biting, and sometimes, and man, I tell you what, Mythos did a good job. I'm hat off to him. He did a great job with his resources. So, did a real good job. So, now we did play, objectives. So.
Yep, it was good. It was real good. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I had messaged him earlier in the week, and I said, "Man, the hell of the week I'm having at work, I better make all of my charge rolls this weekend." So,
he did. And you want to know how many? You want to know how many Overwatch I made?
7. Oh.
No, you killed one guy in Overwatch on
One
the
guy.
squad that didn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, freak. There's this cool army on. Not a lot of people know about it, but they Overwatch like crazy. They're called the Potato. They're really cool. I think you'd like them, man.
Where's the mute button? Oh, God. So yeah, it was still a fun game. I mean, as far as his guys, reaching. I don't want to spoil it, but I tell you what, it was definitely a far cry from our first game, and we got to learn a little bit more of the rules. And I tell you what, it was a lot of fun. Unfortunately, it did take us 2 hours because we had to record it. So I think had we not had the cameras, had to stop and record or whatever, I think we would have been able to knock it out in one. So.
And we stopped because we were going to try and live stream the second half of it, and then Potato.
Yeah, and it wasn't my computer this time. I found out that it was my freaking modem, So, yeah, it was... Of course, it would be the time I'd have to reset it. So.
Speaking of Potato, I mentioned that we hadn't seen the chat in a couple of weeks, and Archer breaks it down in a way that makes me think of a Greens Point clap. He's like, "Potato." And then Brother Ethan says, "Papatos?"
Patata.
And then Lily says, Kartoffeln, which is, of course, German for potato.
I thought you were saying something about my mama.
And now time for the salt. F the town.
There you go. Yes, yeah, pretty much, yes. There's always time for F the town. Speaking of potato, we finally were able to breathe life into Mythos Potato. So now it's an active spud.
It's been
and we're going to try and tinker with it a little further too. But I've upgraded my software. Everything's been cleaned out, reinstalled, and upgraded as far as software goes. So it's running buttery smooth right now. Knock on wood.
Butter. Butter.
It's running much better. He is definitely he put some hard work in.
Butter.
And soon we're going to be upgrading the RAM a little bit, and then after that we're going to look at a video card.
I buttered myself and I just hugged it.
What kind of live stream did I get into?
Hey, you know. Speaking of which, we got a few pictures for the Commodore's hobby update, Brother Freak. You want to pull those up?
Yeah. Hang on a second. Let me.
You got in any games recently, my brother?
Me?
Yep.
first one coming up of 9th edition coming up tomorrow.
Absolutely, and that's one of the things we want to talk about tonight. He still has to build a 25 power level list, and he's bringing his Imperial Fist and wants to see what the chat might have to say about some things he's going to be bringing.
Woot woot.
So this is going to be a... Oh, my goodness. I just came across this picture the other day. I got to pull this up. This is going to be... Nope. I don't want 15 notifications.
Is that on ours or is that on Commodore's included?
It's on the one with us and Commodore, but also I put it under Art of the Week because I didn't know where you wanted it. So I just put it everywhere, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
I spread my art all over.
Put it everywhere. Everywhere.
You know.
Want to look at my portfolio of my band?
Okay. Let me look at. You put an Art of the Week too, Mythos?
Yep.
Okay.
You're going to see some Custodes, and you're going to see a guy in gray.
Gotcha.
Because it's just a kit bash at this point.
Okay, cool. There we go. We'll just keep it together here then.
You together.
What? Got him. All right, let's see. Ta-na. That's beautimous.
Thank you.
Beautimous. Where'd it go? There it is. All right, man. Tell us about this.
Lightning bacon.
So these are the Custodes I'm working on right now. So kind of like I kind of hit the brick wall painting of my Marines. So it's like I need a break. I need to paint something new. So let me paint Super Marines. But I wanted to do the gold because I love gold.
Gold's good.
And it's different enough to feel different too, because it's not all the smooth, rounded edges like
You definitely
Marines. I mean, it's the same concept. They're power armored, they're Super Marines, kind of. But it feels different, and I think that's important when it comes to changing it up, so that way you're enjoying what you're painting.
You feel different.
Plus, it's like it was interesting because like it is like you were saying a lot different than the Marines because like they're like Marines are smooth. So with these like when you shade, you actually get. To be honest, I think Custodes might be some of the easiest models to paint for beginners almost because they're so forgiving with techniques, especially with painting, dry brushing. I mean, as long as you don't go crazy, I mean, you have the chance to do some pretty amazing things.
Looking.
Because you don't have to try shading a shoulder pad, and you're literally going to rip out your hair sometimes.
Right.
Yes. Oh my God, shoulder pads. Oh, trying to paint the lip where the border of the shoulder pad curves into the shallow of the shoulder pad, and not. Oh God.
You did a great job on this. I don't know what do you call this, but it looks very satiny. I really like that.
The blue?
The blue. Very well done.
The blue is Caldor Sky is the base.
Mm-hmm.
Then going over that with a shade of Drakenhof Nightshade, so a blue shade.
Nice.
And then dry brushing the highlights with Temple Guard blue.
Very nice. Caldor Sky is my favorite blue. My Space Wolves are all in black and Caldor Sky.
Yeah. Well, because when I started doing those Primaris librarians, I was using Caldor blue as the librarian blue, or Heresy blue, as Big D would say, because librarians in blue, oh my God, it's wrong for some reason. Yeah, read a book, you Space Wolf. I
resemble that remark.
Yeah, so I well, you're a White Scar player. You're good. Don't worry. You're like a dog on the side. If that makes any sense.
Wow.
I guess.
You're
yeah, I'm
a space coyote.
I'm listening. Not quite sure where that's going. But, yeah, you're the dog on the side. You know, like when it gets hit by a car. You know, that's you. Like,
and just like that, I got called the bitch on the side.
Dang.
Well, because I started on, I'm a big part of Big D's channel, so you guys are like my side girls, boys, whatever you like.
Okay, now the next time you're on one of D's shows, you got to tell him on camera that, he's your main. Don't worry, baby, he's my main.
You're my main. I got a piece on the side, but yeah, you're my main. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Maybe I only with you.
Just you, only you. Sometimes.
And then you got a cool kit bash here, right?
Yep, I hate the helmet, mask, bandana of the Justicar from the Indominus set. That is just stupid. Whoever designed that needs to go reevaluate some things. I'm gonna put on a full skull mask and then put a cloth around it. Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, our guest is now doing the Greens Point
flap. Yep.
Let me tell you.
Like, oh my God.
So
he's part of the culture now.
It is. He did it.
So
he's part of the Frosted Fist culture.
So I was able to get a hold of or trade for basically 2 sets of Marines out of the Dominus box. So I had my own box. My brother-in-law got one, so he wanted Necron, so we traded. So then I had 2 Justicars. So I made the first Justicar out of box, except I took the captain's head without a helmet on it and swapped it out. I thought that looked pretty cool. And then I had this extra one lying around. I'm like, well, what do I do with this one? And I'm like, well, they're Imperial Fist. Well, and there's the Justicar. Justice. It's got to have a hammer in there somewhere. Someone's got to bring down the gavel, kind of a thing. So like I kind of did this thing of like a hooded executioner. I didn't want to I'm gonna do a hammer instead of an axe kind of a thing. And that's how I kind of kit bashed that one. That one. So most of the model, of course, all the models basically out of the Indominus, except for the head and the hammer and the shoulder pads, which are from the Death Watch kit. So
go down to the bottom picture, freak.
Okay, there you go.
So this particular Justicar has got the attitude, every problem looks like a nail if all you got's a big hammer.
The bottom, which bottom picture?
Of Art of the Week.
Oh, all the way to the bottom?
All the way to the bottom.
Oh, God.
So you guys may remember that a long time ago, one of our first running series was Help Freak Build His Army.
God.
Oh yeah, that's a handsome lad. That's a handsome lad.
That was back in the day. Holy crap.
In the day. So, in this, Freak started out with his 500-point first army, and you guys helped us add to it until he had a playable force. Actually, people ended up having him switch out stuff for his first 500 points and making recommendations. This is what you should add or switch out for your next game with Mythos. And it was a pretty good. It was great because it was the start of your hobby, your hobby, but it was like you were instantly connected to the community. They wanted to be part of, helping you build your army, and it was a great interaction between you and the community. And in this case, we're kind of doing the same thing now. Commodore's got his 25 power level?
Yeah. So to kind of give people
first game of night.
What it is our local GW, with everything going on with the Rona, we our shops are closed, so we can't really go to our hobby stores and like throw down dice. So one of our regulars, Ben, he lives near this brewery out by us, and they have this patio. They're like, hey, if you guys come here Saturday morning, you're more than welcome to use their patio. So we're like nerds outside. The sun's on us, so it's kind of weird. We're like, I need sunscreen, So we're basically, at like 8 o'clock on Saturday mornings, we're going out and we're throwing dice outside and we do, so it's kind of like trying to keep things normal, but being safe. So we're all making sure we got our masks on and such. But at least trying to keep as much normalcy to the hobby as you can while still being safe with everything. So, and then if you get your ass kicked, you can grab a beer right there and start your Saturday off just great.
Nice. That's awesome. That's awesome. And you have no idea who you're going to be facing in the morning. You
No,
do,
it
right?
kind of, it's like you go there and like the tables are kind of small, but then Ben and Big D, they all bring the train, so enough train for like 5 or 6 kind of like outdoor patio tables to go, and it's like, hey, you want to grab a game? Yeah, let's grab a game, kind of a thing. So if you do 50, you kind of got to push tables together, and there's just not enough space for it. But if you do 25, it's quick, it's easy. The tables are just the right size where it's not gonna like get in the way or anything.
Very cool. Very cool. So, what suggestions we need from the chat are going to be some general purpose list stuff. Not knowing anything about his opponent or who he's facing tomorrow. Tomorrow he's bringing 25, Brother D. And yeah, we're looking for a good general purpose list that Commodore can help to batter the enemies of the Imperium.
Until like he brings custodians, and it's just like, oh, cool. Well, have fun. Which, again, it was funny. I don't know if Big D ever told the story of when I played Lady Dragon's Custodians in Kill Teams, which Custodians in Kill Teams are just, depending on what match they are broken. Like it is, it's 3 guys, but it's like you are not gonna like. They're gonna kill you, kind of thing. So,
oh yeah, I remember Lady Dragon talking about her dudes flexing their pecs and bouncing bullets off of them.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, we're playing this game, and like this is like, when I play my games, I usually always get my ass handed to me. Like Mythos, I will come down, I'll bring some of my Tau, and you can get a victory against Tau and just enjoy it. And it's like, it's guaranteed. Like, so, like, and this is like kind of right after like Big D had kicked the crap out of my knights point wise. I kicked his ass in the field. He just tactically outmaneuvered me. So we're playing Kill Teams, and this is like my first, like, second or third time playing Kill Teams, and it's against Custodies. So it's my Imperial Fist versus Custodies. I forget which match which game. It's one where like you're on one side of the field, they're on the other. You got to get your guys across the field. So she's got 3 guys, each one picking an alleyway, because there's 3 alleyways up this field. I'm like, well, it's gonna be a fun game for her. And like I brought some snipers, and like we're playing. All of a sudden, like first round, I get first turn. I never get first turn. Okay, well, I guess I'll shoot at a custodian. And they're like, snipers. Oh, okay, he doesn't believe in us. All right, let's shoot. Shoots, hits, mortal wounds. Oh, how much damage does that shot do against the custodian? Oh, 3 damage. You just killed 1 custodian in 1 turn. I'm like, wait, what? And what? I killed a third of her army in 1 turn? It's like Rocky 4, that moment where it's like, he's a man, he can bleed. And it's just like, and I realized, wait, I don't have to kill these custodians. I just have to get to the other side of the field.
It's funny.
Then that's when the Imperial Fist did their time tactic of best run like a bitch. I just ran. Hogan fight. Run through. You have to catch me. Like, you ever see those Black Friday, like people, the Black Friday rushes where people just rushing into the store? Play it in the reverse. That's my Marines getting the hell out of there. And then, like, at the end of the game, like, she was still killing Marines, and we were like, she couldn't kill them fast enough before I could get out of the way. So she killed one guy. It was like a game of whack-a-mole. And at the end, I'm like, she's like, oh, Nick, you won. I'm like, wait, I won? Wait, what is the word win? What does win mean?
All right, Inquisitor Zane, I have to agree with that. That does not sound very Imperial Fisty.
It was not.
We'll hold the high ground. No, man, we're running. Out of here.
That sounds very IG to me. Run!
The one guy who's like, no, our Primarch says we must hold the high ground. That's the dude who got whack-a-mole.
No, wait, there was high ground that needed to be held over there.
Still fisty.
We'll see you guys next time.
Oh man, got some more awesome people who joined the chat tonight. We've got Brother Weatherpig said g'day, g'day.
Good night,
no, he
night.
says day-g, day-g. He's got that backwards. I caught it after the fact.
Don't go on dyslexia on us, man. Don't do it.
Um,
We got a bunch
let's
of good
see.
people. We got the Zane
Archer says it
coming in.
looks like his custards as well. Kaiju says, "Hey, Potato Bros."
Haha! It is Australian Jesus.
He
Brother-
fights for our sin.
And Brother Atlas says, "What is up, beautiful people? Nice to see the stream is working."
Shh. So loud.
Don't
Who
Potato
took my
Bros.
dice? Said, "Have a great stream, brothers. Good to see you, man. Have a great night." Painting custodies really is super easy. Kind of a nice break away from all the detail. Yeah,
Indeed.
I bet I could see that. Ooh, words. Yeah, he is playing Imperial Fist tomorrow. D shows up like, "Hey, you talking shit? Scars and fists."
The man has like a sixth sense about that whenever I'm talking smack.
It's because he's got a big D.
He's like, there just is time, you know?
Yep. And D's like, "Oh, I see how it is." I've seen quite a few people do this. Archer says he's swapping the Justiciar sword for an Emperor's Champion one. I've seen a lot of conversions like that, and it always looks cool.
I've seen
Also, I've seen one do that with Cypher's sword too. That also looks cool.
I've seen a lot of cool conversions out of that ancient. A lot of people are like turning it into. I've seen some people turn it into like an Emperor's Champion because it has that cool pose of like standing holding the sword. I've seen some people do some cool kind of like librarian conversions out of it. I mean, for
Awesome.
a lot, like those models have so much detail on them, and like, but there's still so much ability to convert them and have them look completely different.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, so many amazing Indominus conversions. It's awesome, and I plan on building them pretty much out of the box.
What's he
A
talking
couple
about?
extra details, but out of the box.
What?
Freak, I'm gonna let you read all of Brack's comments because I feel like they need to be read in an orc voice.
Let's see. Let's see where you brag. Where's Brack? Right. Yeah. He is then definitely the orky fella, ain't he?
Oh yes.
How far does it go? Good grief.
He starts with how he gets.
Yeah, how far up did he?
It's
Oh
about
my-
3 pages up.
Three pages. It's the
We got to
beginning of
chatting
the-
for a while. That kind of thing.
Yeah, man, we're supposed to be on top of this. It's running away from us.
I didn't want to interrupt you two. You two are having a nice conversation.
Good night. Why do you do this to me? Brock, yeah, good night, Gates. Hey. Howdy even. Where you at? Nip bad watcher, you.
Oh, he's got to go because the missus is calling him out for lunch.
Oh no. No, don't do it. It's a trap. Or I mean, let me say what you can. Don't do it, mate. It's a trap. Run.
Oh man. Okay.
Sorry, got to go. The missus is calling out for lunch. See ya.
Got brother Brian, the mini war mutt. How is Godzilla today?
Brian.
Talking to Australian Jesus.
Yeah. So, Brian, what's for dinner, bro? Is it taco night?
By the way, if you haven't seen Australian Jesus or Kaiju Schwartz's channel, he released his AdMech showcase for his Start Collecting box, and it looks awesome. As an AdMech player myself, I absolutely love what he's done with the box. So go check out Kaiju Schwartz and his AdMech showcase this week. It's awesome.
Hello, Kyle. Welcome to the show. Kyle Zhang.
Hey, man. Oh, man. That hurts. That hurts, Big D. Man, if I could make the potato move, I would have.
When you got 2 Imperial Fists, we know how to build infrastructure, so.
Zane, that would be awful. That would be awful to snipe somebody during their own stream. Don't do that, man. Don't do that. All right. It's probably been eaten by spiders. Spiders gain its radioactive power. Ugh. Ugh.
Nate, those are no-nos, nay-nays. Mini Warmut
Don't
says,
want-
nah, boring chicken dinner and taters. That's
Although,
not good.
speaking of-
I like taters.
Radioactive Australian spiders. I went down a rabbit hole this week. So I was nonstop, either on calls or working on spreadsheets this week. And while I was doing the spreadsheets, I kind of went down a rabbit hole of cheesy spider movies. So I watched a movie called Ice Spiders, Spiders 3D, just a whole bunch of like cheesy sci-fi spider movies. It was awesome. It was awesome.
And you watched them?
Oh yeah, I love them. I spiders terrify me, but I find them fascinating. So, as long as it happens over there on screen and not here in my house, I'm okay with it.
Yeah. Well, that's I did not know that. I learned something. I did not know that you could stomach watching a spidery show, but not be anywhere near the most docile of spiders.
Now, part of me watching Ice Spiders was at midnight walking my dog through the neighborhood underneath a whole bunch of trees and stuff like that. And when I got to the parts where these giant spiders were just descending from the treetops and landing on people's heads, I immediately started looking up, and every single step I took past these trees, I was like, what was that? I felt real panic start to build up inside me. So taking during a midnight dog walk is probably not a great idea.
Mythos actually carries his own horror theme music.
Lava Rantula is a spider movie that stares at me as an option to watch. That's one. So guys, you can think of any cheesy spider movies I should watch. Leave them in the comments.
Lavalantula.
That's one I saw and for some reason didn't go back to. But yeah, I just went down a rabbit hole this week.
What was that one movie of spiders? Came out like on the early 2000s. It actually wasn't like a sci-fi network movie. It was like had David Arquette in it. I cannot.
Eight-Legged Freaks.
Yes, that is a good spider movie because there's just like so much stupid comedy in it.
Yeah,
because it came out like right after the first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, and I just
it was I think it was also kind of jumping on the popularity of the movie Arachnophobia.
Yes, because I just remember the one sheriff going, "Oh, what are those? Oh, those are spiders, man." Oh god, yeah, that.
Oh, we got a Wybird in the chat. What time zone are we in the States? It is U.S. Central Time.
Central Standard, yep.
All right, so got some orc people here, so I want to show my hobby update real quick. So like this week, I didn't get much hobby in because I was literally either spreadsheets or on the phone most of the week. But the week before,
Spread your cheeks.
I spent so much time. Like I was in one day in 6 hours worth of conference calls, and on conference calls where I'm not directly like somebody presenting, sometimes I get in a little hobby while I'm working. And so in 1 week, I got a crap ton of stuff done, and I needed to like really get it out quickly because I wanted to take a whole different list to face Freak than I took the last time. So it was almost virtually the whole 500 points was basically different. So
Did you do your
first thing I did was I painted up 10 Spellcrow Commandos. And I'm going to do a review / showcase of these soon in case anyone else is considering getting some Commandos from Spellcrow. But I actually love the way these came out, and these guys are so characterful. So absolutely love this set. Spellcrow did an amazing job. I love these models. Next, I did some kit bashing to finish up some pieces off of a Dreadnought my brother Daz hooked me up with.
Nice.
So that is pretty much ready to be to start painting now. Then brother Freak printed me out a Def Dread.
Toot. Wow.
And I had to do some converting. And I dressed them up with I had another Def Dread kit, and I took some pieces from the actual kit. I got the 4 saw arms that brother Freak hooked me up with, so it's ready to be primed and painted.
Cool looking.
I think it's cool looking. 4 saw arms just ready to get into some melee combat. Each of those assault arms, by the way, gives an extra attack. So that one Dread's got like 7 or 8 attacks. It's pretty awesome. And then I assembled and did some kit bashing again. And I wanted this one to look different than the other two. So this one, these actually aren't even jaw pieces. This is supposed to be like a shoulder piece here. And I think that's a different shoulder piece. But I made them into kind of like a steel jaw. And they got the claw arms coming down the sides. Got rockets on them. One of them's got the flamethrower. This one's got the flamethrower. And one saw, one claw. This one's got claws and saws. But this one's got the flamers, so I'd wanted to put the rockets on this one. I might also paint up the big shooters just to see, in case I want a cheap variation. And then this one is just full melee, 4 saw arms. So I'm going to have a whole pack of Def Dreads coming up the field.
Mythos, is there any like advantage to putting any of the actual guns on a Def Dread?
Well, typically you don't use guns because they're the worst race in Star Wars. So you leave them in the other franchise.
Me so sorry, I got up bad memories.
No, there is no actual benefit unless you're running a shooty army. So like when I faced Freak the other day, I think I might have hit 1 or 2 shots, like actually hit and wounded 1 or 2 shots with all of the shooting in my army. Which I only hit rolled 2 wounds, but one of those killed off a model. So that was a multi-wound model. So that was actually unexpected. It was like, oh, there's no way this is going to kill it. Oh, so there is no benefit. That's why one of my guys just has all 4 melee arms. But it's just that way they can do something while they're going up the battlefield. The flamers benefit because they're auto hit, and makes up for the orc's poor ballistic skill.
With them going to 12 inches now too.
Yeah, with flamers going to 12 inches, that's gonna be super helpful.
You were going to see a lot of like drop pod spam, anything that can drop in like that, then can be armed with flamers. I mean, I'm 9 inches away. I'm still hitting you with flamers, all hit.
Oh yeah, and then I think flame aggressors are going to make a comeback because everybody always picked Bolt Storm because if you drop in flamers, you used to be out of range, but if they all go to the new flame distance,
I got a feeling they may change that. I can see them changing that here pretty soon.
Yeah, well, they've already announced that that's probably what's going to happen for most flame weapons. So if Flamestorm moves too, you'll be able to drop in Strategic Reserve or whatever on the hunt with Space Wolves. White Scars have a version. Drop in on somebody's backline and immediately, Flamestorm it up. That'll be cool.
Wow.
So another thing I did, I painted up my big mech with custom force field this week. So I really like how that conversion came out.
And really good.
That was one. I painted up these 3 cute little guys. Oh man, I freaking love. So Freak found a couple of squigs on Thingiverse that look somewhat similar to the Hero Quest squigs. And these guys just look so darn cute.
They look great.
I actually really like them. I went with a dark purple as my base coat, dry brushed them all with a white, and then did a glaze of Vallejo Fluoro magenta on top. And the combination of the pink and the purple just looks so great together. So in 1 week, I painted up, 1 week plus a little bit of spillover into this week, but most of it was just the last week. I got those commandos done, so that's 10, 3 squigs, and my big mech. And something I'm actually way more proud of than I thought, because it took a little converting. This rusty piece of junk here. My Marines get very little weather, but I weathered the crap out of this truck. It is the rustiest piece of junk ever. And you got some checkerboard in there to make it help it stand out a little bit. But instead of having the dude in the scoop bucket with the machine gun, I made the wrecking ball its own thing, and I kind of wanted, like an old war movie. I had the guy standing at the sliding door with the heavy machine gun, just dacking out the back. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I got to agree with Kaiju Shorts. The truck is gorgeous. You should have seen it in person. I hope you put out those pictures, Mythos, or do a showcase, because that is a gorgeous, amazing truck.
Oh, I definitely plan on doing a showcase. I did not expect to be as in love with this thing as I am. Like, I really just enjoyed the crap out of it.
I didn't expect you to do so well. I mean, not in a bad way. It's just no, really. It's like you blew my mind when I saw it. It was like, dude, you're in a wrong playing field. Why are you an Imperium? No, you're not a loyalist. No, you're a horde. You orc there.
Wait.
Yeah, he is not a loyalist. He is orc love everywhere, bro. They look gorgeous. The skin tones, especially that truck. Man, that truck just looks so realistic with all the rust on it.
Thank you, my brother. Thank
So we
you.
should come up with a new term then, because it's not smooth, buttery blends. Chunky salsa stripes?
Oh my God, these chunky salsa stripes.
That just sounds like a bad night of drinking.
D, is that your rhino? Chuck that in Art of the Week. All right. So that is my all that plus for about 2 weeks I've been chipping away at this Raven Guard Apothecary, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I just have had trouble getting it highlighted enough so the blue shows through, but not so highlighted it doesn't read as black. So I've stripped this actually twice and reprimed. I just couldn't get it where I wanted it, and it's still reading a little too blue to me. So anyway, the first Raven Guard I did for Brother Archer, nailed it one go. I tried the recipe. I was super happy with it. Ship it out. This one, I've just been chipping away at it. Like, all right, here we go. And the first time, I must have been mostly done. I did the tabard. I did the leather. I did I started to do some of the little vials for the apothecary. And then I was just like, I don't like it. This is too blue. This looks like a dark space wolf. Junk. Cleaned it up, start again. And I've just been not happy with it, man. I just can't seem to get it where I want it. Admittedly, Raven Guard is not my forte, but I mean, I want it to be highlighted. I want it to have some visual interest and not just straight black. But at the same time, I want it to read as black, And I have no idea why this has been so hard for me, because I do black armor with my Space Wolves all the time. But I think it's easier when you highlight up the gray and white route and tone it back down, because it's a little more forgiving to still read as
Well, Mythos, if you're gonna make Raven Guard interesting, you got to really do some kind of cool conversions. So, like when you're rhinos, you got to have to build in like little speakers, and then when you play the game, you blast My Chemical Romance, and then there you go.
And you show up at the game with your hair brushed over one eye. And...
Yeah, your hair brushed over one eye.
Once again, Mythos attacks our guests. We're sorry so much there, Commodore. We hope you do return. So yeah, that we do not necessarily. Yeah, sorry.
I didn't mean Commodore specifically.
Again, Commodore, we appreciate you coming on the show. We really do.
No, my feelings are hurt. Let me blind you with the shininess.
We got you covered, Commodore. Brody Bear says we got a Sharpie for you.
God.
That wasn't for me. I was just reading comments like a loyal comment reader. He'll be fine to shave that beard as a toupee is what Big D says. He's been waiting.
Intensity.
Talk smack earlier, and he's just been waiting for his chance to get back. Oh, man. Okay, so we're off the rails again already. But yeah, all of that's my hobby update, plus one other minor hobby update on Bloodborne this week. I beat Vicar Amelia. So that's another boss in the very hard game, Soulsborne game. So one of those games that are intentionally difficult. Freak, man, I hope they get a PC release because I really think you'd like this game. It's got that dark, gritty atmosphere
I like
that we talk about all the time.
Oh, speaking of video games, so I've been talking to Mythos, and of course, one of my favorite Let's Players is Dark Light Dreamer, and I love his Let's Plays, guys. If you ever in a mood to watch some really good Let's Plays and just great commentary, funny guy, really gets you into the game, go check him out. It's Dark Light Dreamer. Anyway, and he's been kind of out of commission for a little bit, but he's planning to come back hopefully soon. And I was telling Mythos, I said, you know what, man? I've really been thinking of doing some Let's Plays just for kicks and giggles. I don't expect anything. I don't expect it to go anywhere, I don't have high hopes. And he goes, dude, you should. I'm like, you really think so? He goes, yeah, you really ought to do, some jump scares. Because, we all know what, Dark Light Dreamer does, jump scares. But to see the freak, freak the hell out, yeah, I think people would pay to see that. I'm like, well, no,
And he was like, I'm not sure people would want to watch me do that. I said, Freak, you're the reason why people show up to our channel to begin with. It's like, no. Let me recap to you the number of times that people are like, man, I can't wait to work with Freak. I do a solo stream. Number one comment. Oh, hey guys, wait, where's Freak?
There we go. There's the sad music.
Well, to be honest, Mythos, when you invited me on that first, I'm like, oh, cool, I can be part of this and be working with Mythos. And then, you get on and, oh, cool, Mythos, man, it's great to be on it. And then just, the sun just comes out. And you're just like, it's so beautiful. I've never seen anything like that before. So, you're trying to compare yourself to, the sun. Yeah.
No, I was not trying to compare myself at all. I would say, man, you're the reason people come to the channel. They'll definitely watch you do Let's Plays, for sure.
He's full of horse crap, but it's funny.
I'm just here to read comments, guys.
Oh, God. No, man.
Take the blame for potatoes.
Petition to rename the channel Freaky Fist. There we go.
Oh, my God. No.
Oh, great job on the tutorial of Mars base, Mythos. Thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Isn't that great? Dude, that freaking Mars base project that he did, oh my God. I still can't get my stuff to crack like that. For anything, I just can't.
What are you using to do your bases?
I actually use that, what is it, dryer? The stuff that GW actually puts out, and I forgot what it's called. And, you let it dry, and it's supposed to
posture base.
Yeah. Do what?
Well, to get back on Big D's good side,
yeah,
he has a video coming up soon about how to make that stuff yourself on the cheap.
Oh,
so check that out when Big D puts that out.
Crackling, yeah, okay, crackling effect. I really like to see it because every time I did look a bunch of them up, and they don't do the crackle right. That's why That's why I bought this stuff. Because typically, look, me, I'm the kind of guy I like to do stuff on the cheap, but the crackle stuff, not so much. Yes, a Martian ironer. That's
crack more. You use less of it. As weird as that sounds, you make it thinner and you spread it out more. And then once it dries, it'll crack. It'll dry out.
It's probably maybe I used too much. It's probably what it was. I don't think. I don't know. Mythos did a great freaking job on his, and I can never get mine like that.
We've got Modeling for Advantage. We've got
Modeling
for
Advantage. Sorry, I was watching it this morning.
Freak worked on it all Saturday, and now it runs so much better.
Yeah, I just cut off the little eyes that were growing around it. So
I put a
little clock on it. Put a little clock on the potato. Oh, look, it's working.
Awesome. Okay, so I just got a $20 bag of sand and just dip models in that. Boom, no need for fancy basing stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
There you go, brother. There you go.
That's kind of what I do. I got the black sand from Dollar Tree and just put it in a little bag and put a little glue and just shake it up really good. And hey.
Oh yeah, you definitely use that stuff on your volcanic basing too.
Yeah. Yep.
Running Bear says, "How can you call yourself a Texan if you can't do crackling?" Let me tell you, nobody does crackling better, and I'm going to offend all of my friends in Beaumont right now. Nobody does crackling better than Scott, Louisiana.
This is true.
In all my travels, Scott, Louisiana has the best cracklins and boudin.
True.
Yeah.
Right off of I-10. Yep. Yes, sir. I mean, you just.
All right. So we got a couple of topics. I haven't seen any, or maybe I just missed them. We have had a very active chat tonight, so maybe I missed them. But I haven't seen any responses so far yet of advice of things to bring in the Imperial Fist list tomorrow. But if you guys can think of anything specific you think the Commodore should bring to a 25 power level game, and if you need a measurement for comparison, it's approximately 500 points.
Running Bear said he sent the list.
Running Bear sent a list. Yeah, let me pull up.
To kind of give people an idea.
I'm glad you mentioned Running Bear, because I don't...
What I have for my Imperial Fists, they're
all right.
They're all Primaris. I kind of have almost everything. I don't have like any. I think what I don't have, at least for 25 power, where they'd be kind of like. I'm bringing in an Executioner. There you go.
Oh. Really? You're gonna bring an Executioner?
No.
All right,
oh,
so
okay.
I'm
You
going
scared
to
me,
put
dude.
this in the chat, Freak.
Okay.
500 points. Repulsor Executioner. There you go.
Actually, no, wait. I could bring an Imperial Knight. They're only like 23 power. I'm well. I'll spot you the 2 points.
All right, Freak. You are the better narrator. Would you like to read the list here? I just plugged it in the chat.
Yeah. Let me see on our chat. Me says our chat.
And the one with you, me, and Commodore.
Okay, let me do this here.
You, me, and Commodore, brother.
You, me, Commodore together forever. My wedge. Hold on.
And chat.
Okay, here is the list. All right, we're looking at a patrol detachment. 0 CPs, Imperiums, Adeptus, Astartes, 25 power level. Okay, 3 CPs, 515 points. So, configuration, 3 CPs, chapter selection, battle size, 3 CPs, 1 combat patrol. Okay, here we go. Detachment. Okay, first he's going to bring he should bring a captain with bolt pistol, frag and crack grenades, relic blades, 10 points, and then storm shield, and then the shield eternal for the warlord trait. For troop choices, intercessor squad, the autobolt rifle. Oh yeah, autobolt rifle. For bolt pistols and the frag and crack grenades. The intercessor sergeant should take a bolt pistol and a chainsword with the frag and crack grenades. So it's actually a 10-man. So the other is another 5 intercessor squad with autobolt rifles. Pretty much the same thing. For elites, you're looking at the aggressor squad. Bolt storm gauntlets with frag storm grenade launchers. Fast attack, you're looking at a lance speeder tempest. That's cool. So 4 power level, 80 points. It comes with the auto assault and 2 tempest salvo launcher. So that's not
speeder tempest.
Do you have anything?
Hey, wait, let me build this real quick, guys.
That's a pretty decent list. So you've got some troop choices. You got your captain, your HQ, and then you've got your elites.
And actually, Freak's list was pretty similar.
Very similar. I was going to say
intercessors and aggressors, and
yep.
instead of a captain, you had a lieutenant.
Mm-hmm.
a very similar list, but then instead of the second troop choice and land speeder, you brought a las predator.
That's right. And instead of land speeder, I actually brought the last predator. Yeah,
Very
for
cool.
the vehicle.
And it's pretty cool. So you have Running Bear here, who frequents the tournament scene, and put together a very similar list to what you brought at 500 points. That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. This is pretty damn close to what I brought. And by the way, my Imperial Fist did pretty good shooting. They did a great job. So
Actually, they did really good in combat.
yeah,
I was actually really impressed.
yeah.
And I have said this before, and of course actually I'm going to talk about this, but I've said this before on the channel. I feel like intercessors are some of the best troops as far as melee goes, and they really showed that. And this was before assault intercessors came out, so now they have even more of a focus on melee. But I've always felt like intercessors were a good spot for melee.
I've never really seen them operate like that. They came out of melee. I'm thinking, okay, this is a shooting. I'm thinking, in a mindset or terms of, tactical squad, right?
Yep. And
Dude.
you were kind of complaining towards the beginning of the game. You're like, what was the point of me spending this command point on veteran intercessor? What does that do for me? You're like, my shooting is not doing any better, and I was like, it's going to help you later in the game. And man, you start stacking up all those attacks, and those intercessors can really lay down some damage.
They became beast slappers. Yep.
Which is really cool because I want to see my White Scars do that, especially in tactical doctrine when they're doing 2 damage for a regular attack. So,
yeah, honestly, I've seen them, and I even told me this the way that those intercessors responded, in melee, they were as good, if not better, than the Terminators that I used to usually cake. It's like,
well, against stock troops, yes. Your Terminators are going to be able to punch through armor or elite choices, though. That's
because of the Fire Fist. Yes, I get it. But the overall numbers, that's especially as bad as I roll.
Firestorm will use some nasty shooting for sure.
Indeed.
Firestorm is easily the best warlord trait Imperial Fist. Okay.
Now with all Marines going to 2 wounds, I think that's going to change up a lot of lists. You're going to see a lot of old firstborn Marines and Primaris. You're going to see some crazy lists going around. I think Running Bear is definitely going to have more of a tournament mind for it than I am, but I think there's going to be some, especially with Terminators going to 3 wounds.
Yeah.
And
let's break my shield, Brother Wolves, back out.
I guarantee you, a new spam you're going to see is Thunderhammer and Storm Shield Terminators. Because at 3 wounds with a 3-up invuln save, that is going to be crazy.
Maybe, unless they change how Storm Shields work in the future.
They could, after they sell all the mods.
Well, yeah. The other thing I want to say, and this is me eating crow here on my own stream. I get salty sometimes. I get very excitable. You guys know that I am well documented. When I'm displeased about something here on the stream, I will bitch about it. And sometimes I'm wrong. And I am not beyond being able to say I'm wrong.
As part of the Powell Confederacy, I accept your apology. We welcome you with open arms.
Friend of the show, Brother Darren over at Twisted Dice, did a couple of tactical talks with the Space Wolf player on his channel. And one of the things that they mentioned was something they brought to light, something I didn't see before. And all of a sudden, that old 80s song, Blinded by the Light, kind of came on. And I was like, oh, I didn't see these combinations before. All right, so anybody remember what my biggest bitch and moan about the Prophecy of the Wolf box set was? Anybody remember? I said, why would they put Ragnar with the least combat-oriented, least Space Wolfy units that they could have possibly put in from the Primaris line. I said that. I bitched and moaned and bitched and moaned, and I was wrong, ladies and gentlemen. I was absolutely wrong. So what their Space Wolf player brought to my attention, I say to my attention, I mean anybody who watched the video and brought to their attention, is that incursors have the twin knives, and with those twin knives, they get exploding hits on 6s. Well, with the new doctrine, we also got from Psychic Awakening, we get the exploding in the combat doctrine. We get the exploding hits on 6s. So now, if a Space Wolf in the tactical doctrine with those incursors rolls a 6, they're getting 2 extra free hits now. And then there's another stratagem you can stack on top of that, to where if you roll 6s, you can get some extra hits. So now that is for every 6, possibly if you spend the command points, 3 extra hits every time you roll a 6. So incursors, they may not have any AP on their weapons, but they can stack up some serious number of hits. So I know from running my AdMech, especially when I could get those extra hits on a 4-up before, you know, with those taser lances or taser goads, sometimes when you have rules like that, you have a good roll. And Freak and I used to have a chuckle about, oh, I rolled 10 dice and I got, 16 hits. How did that happen? Mm-hmm. But I think those kind of exploding 6s are going to be a real big boon. And so I'm not too proud to admit that, this unit I didn't look at before, because their combat potential is not immediately obvious, and I didn't give it the credit it deserved. So I may have to try out some incursions with my wolves.
So I sent you, Commodore, I sent you my list. This is the list that I brought against Mythos' orcs. And you can see.
Oh, yeah, and you've got 2 extra power level you can whittle something into there.
Yep. So.
Would you like to read that for the class?
Yeah, let's do that. So.
Would you like to share with the class?
All right. So again, this was 23 power level, so it was a little shy, but it still worked. It came up to 488 points total. We went at a 500 point list. And so my HQ, of course, was my Primaris Lieutenant with the Bellicose bolt rifle. Mastercrafted all the bolt.
In here right now.
Yep. Yeah, Mastercrafted all bolt rifle, Warlord. And let's see. Troops, I took my Intercessor squad. And I made them veterans. That cost me 1 CP. Cat. Freaking cat. Anyway, so you got
that she was weathering your curtains.
Yeah, and so you got you pay 1 CP and they'll get them the veteran status, which gives you a little extra pow. Elites, you can see I did the same thing as what Running Bear came out with. Aggressor squad and heavy support. I brought a Predator, of course. I didn't even get to use the 100 killer missile, but definitely did the Stone Bolter and the twin last cannons along with the last cannon sponsons. So yeah, I mean it did pretty good. I think overall it was.
We're gonna have to magnetize 100 killer missile on, so that way it'll be a visual reminder for you to use that.
True, that's true. I might have to just print one so that I can just just put one on top. So
there you go. Yeah, print one up. Magnetize it like I do my Storm Bolter for my Rhino. Then just boop whenever you need it, and that visual reminder will remind you to shoot the thing.
You know what's crazy though? I'm not gonna lie. Every now and then, my Predator does a good job with the last cannons, but it's every now and then it'll just shoot an orc right in the face, and that doesn't do anything. I don't know.
This last game, I think it changed the direction of the game. This last game.
Yeah, it really did. It was definitely a good thing to bring.
Like, it didn't do all the things you wanted it to do, but that one important thing it did in the middle.
Yep.
Changed the game.
It was a game changer. Yep. So
Archer is still wary of the Firstborn Marines getting new rules. He said squats got their new rules about 4 months before they got squatted. That's a good point. Although they're spending money to redo the boxes and the packaging. That's what makes me think they're going to stick around. Is I don't foresee them spending money for no reason.
Yeah, agreed. Yep, I agree with that.
My only thinking though is with the Primaris versus the Firstborn Marines, Primaris just looks so much better. Like you have like a kid coming in the hobby for $60, which like when you're like 12, 13, 14, which is kind of like the beginning stage of getting into 40K, that's a lot of money. That's like what, a month's probably allowance for most kids nowadays. You can either get these Marines that look really small, small, and like, or you look at the Primaris, which are bigger, cooler, they look newer. I think you're gonna get some stuff where I think Primaris are still gonna outsell tactical, but I think that tactical got this buff, with the 2 wounds. That's gonna make a lot of people that were only buying like Primaris stuff are gonna come back like, well, now these things are viable. I can bring them in my army. I can use them. Yeah, I'll buy a box of tactical squads, or I'll get some assault terminators because I want that storm shield thunderhammer combo going on. I don't think you'll still see like full blown Firstborn Marines unless you're doing like some crazy kind of combos where Firstborn are always going to be a little bit cheaper than Primaris, in my opinion, at least points and power wise. So like if you do some crazy combos where like you're doing like a gunline Imperial Fist Bolter army, okay, I can save all these points and more guys, more stuff if I do all Firstborn. Yeah, I'm not getting like the fancy extra, bolt rifles kind of a thing, but
yeah, but you're giving them survivability, and I think that makes them a little better to take instead of, because honestly, I've not taken any tacticals, since life.
And the points gap is shortening too,
right?
Because like I think tacticals are up to 16 or 17 points apiece, and I think in intercessors like 21 points. So the gap is narrowing. It's not that big of a points difference anymore.
Right.
It is if you look at it like right next to each other. But if you're building a full army, I mean, an extra what? If you added up an extra 30, 40, 50 points, that can be an extra las cannon in a squad, or a multi-melt, or an upgrade to a vehicle, or bringing in like a cheap thing that could turn a game or grab a squad, because like you save 40 points, you save 40, 50 points going all tactical. You could bring in a squad of scouts maybe or something. That's an objective grabber right there, kind of a thing.
That's true. Although I've never had scouts work out for me. They just show up.
My scouts. At first, I started my scouts with snipers, and 7th edition I think they work great. 8th edition, halfway 8th edition, I was like, you know what, you guys, I'm retiring those snipers from y'all, and y'all getting bolters. What? So every one of those guys got bolters, and they actually produced better, or they performed better than they did when they had snipers. Just sniper rifles. It's just because you they were able to, if they didn't move, they got the they were able to what do you call it? Shoot multiple times. So it just worked out, man. Of course, survivability, still not so much.
I'll never forget the time that Freak killed 10 of my scouts in my turn. In between Overwatch and combat with intercessors, and intercessors just did the combat so much better. And there were, of course, the combat scouts, but it just didn't matter. The intercessors just did it so much better.
Scouts are just getting killed by the criminals. Who are these guys? We're you, but better.
Exactly.
Eventually, I need to put together my what are the other ones that are similar to Scouts Mythos? I'm drawing a blank. The ones that I said my
what?
The ones that I said I was going to put together in place of my scouts.
Intercessors?
No. They have the.
Yeah, I know you have a second squad of intercessors.
No, I got that too.
Reavers?
The Reavers, thank you. Yeah. So that's something, and I really want to get together in there because I think it'll be a lot of fun to play.
Reavers, I love Reaver models. I love the way they look, even with the bolt carbine and like the pistol and knife. But like that is a unit that has gotten outshone so quickly. Like I've got 2 full squads of those guys. 1 full bolt carbine, 1 full the knives and bolt pistols. And like I've used them. I love to use them because I just like the way they look. I love the skull mask.
They're really cool, yeah.
The shocker. They look cool. That's about it. Because anything else they do, there's something that outshines them. And like if they were and I think they're an elite choice too. Which if they were like a fast attack, yeah, I could still see them putting them in the list because but like there's just so many things to just they're. Yeah.
I think you have to really utilize the cover or the buff that you get to keep them hidden.
The crazy thing is that their special abilities for, the hiding and cover and whatnot is the exact same thing that infiltrators do, except they do it better and they're a troops choice. It's just like, to me, the infiltrators are just make them redundant. Not even redundant. They make them. It's like they're the better version of. So they just, like you said, completely outclass Reavers. Unfortunately, I can't think of a single thing that the Reavers do better that the infiltrators don't.
No, but I was what Running Bear is talking about with tacticals. I think tacticals are a lot more forgiving, especially with them being 2 wounds now. Like with Primaris, when you play those guys, when you get a squad, they're basically designed for one thing. Your intercessors, hey, they're going to shoot in. They're not taking on tanks. They're not taking out like elite troops or heavy armored guys. They're going to kill. Your Hellblasters. Those are going to kill your heavy armored guys. Your Eliminators, if they have like the Las Fusiliers, those are going to take out your vehicles. Tacticals are more like you can get a Las squad and a Las cannon and a multi-melt, or you can design them to like, hey, you're going to take out this, but if I need you to back up and do something else, I have that option. So I think tacticals are like we'll see more tacticals. I think, especially with what Running Bear was talking about. But like it's going to be interesting. I think these tournament scenes lately. I mean, it's going to be Marines running all over the place. I think Necrons are probably going to be high up too, just because they're the new hotness, and we'll see how people counter those. I got a feeling the next couple tournaments it's going to be Marines and Necrons kind of taking everything.
That's true. Although I feel like the combination of Firstborn and Primaris ran 8th edition too. I mean, not a lot of Firstborn. I feel like it was like all Primaris stuff and then scouts to get your cheap battalions. It was like, this is my Primaris army plus scout batteries.
Yeah,
that's all the scouts were before it was batteries for your CP. I have 100-something tactical scouts. The tacticals scouts are cooler and more fun. Yeah, I have some. I'm just not motivated to paint them.
I really tried. And I preached, man. I remember when I first got my scouts, I used them. Mythos will tell you, I used them indiscriminately. I was nonstop using every game. I would bring my scouts along with my land speeder, and like I said, 7th edition, they did great. 8th edition, they totally sucked. Absolutely 100% pure suckage. Now, yes, if you do land a shot, and you hit a character, yeah, if you're lucky, we're talking about...
Yeah, you're just fishing for 6s.
Exactly. Yeah. You're talking about freak here, right? That luck and freak don't go in the same sentence.
Yeah, in this is what our 5th year of the channel together, I think.
Yep.
Which, by the way, coming up soon. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
It's like our 5th year of the channel together, and I can't remember one time in those 5 years that you've managed to pull off a sniper rifle mortal wound.
No, it's never happened. It's never happened. Now, unless in the ninth edition they do something really weird, to the firstborns, and they say, hey, so you're gonna get some better buffs or something. They're just, for me, they're not worth taking. They are not. They're not worth. Now, tacticals, yeah, because they're grunts. I'll throw them out there and take an objective or take a 10-man squad and just run them up the field. It's worth it. Or take a squad of intercessors and a squad of tacticals. Sacrifice the tacticals. Get the intercessors to go do some actually important work. I don't know. My point is, I can see the usefulness of tacticals, but aside from putting bolters in the hands of snipers, I don't think they're really that good, in my opinion.
What about, apparently, at least the one time with the Custodes, you've had some success fishing for mortal wounds with scout snipers before, huh?
That was sheer luck.
Have you ever gotten the mortal wounds to work beyond that one game?
Well, as I'm drawing a blank, I'd say no. I'm a fist player. I deal more with getting more bolter shots out there.
That's fair.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I've dealt with mortal wounds being done on me, not knowing how to stop.
Yeah. We receive mortal wounds.
What do you mean my power armor doesn't stop this? Eldar, what?
Running Bear makes a good point. So he says really what Scouts' role is to control stuff like nerdlings from locking you in your deployment. Yeah, so usually they're moved to block the movement of other units.
Sure.
You spread them out somewhere up on the field where you think stuff will be coming at you, and they can't move past you until they deal with the scouts.
Right.
They're basically sacrifices to die. Is what most people place.
And I guess remember in 8th edition, one of the things that was a big pain in the rear was the fact that if you surrounded, your character, you couldn't touch it. You couldn't go near it. Unless you had something that could go after the actual character itself. So it's just, I don't know.
Well, look, wait. With scouts, they have their scout move, or you deploy them outside of your deployment zone.
Yeah.
Is that going to become a big factor into games where you have to take objectives? So, because you get your points at the start of the round,
right?
So, if somebody places objectives pretty crappily, and you can, it'd be very situational. But if you notice, hey, there's something well within range of my 9 inches of my deployment zone where I can put scouts. Am I going to spend 50 points on scouts to make sure I get a one round of points right away? And then is that a person going to be able to kill those scouts for next turn or whatever?
The problem is that the points start calculating at the top of turn 2, and so your scouts have to survive on that point for one whole turn.
Mm-hmm.
And so, unless you put a lot of scouts on it, it's just unlikely that they'll. A squad of scouts are.
The turn 3, there'll be there's going to be a freaking crater.
If you go threat saturation,
you've got my mother painted these scouts, and she's passed away, and they really mean a lot to me. Please don't shoot them.
Yeah, and you know what's going to happen? There'll be a crater in turn 3.
There's only victory.
Exactly.
Your abuela means nothing.
Big D wrote you a list as well, my brother.
Ooh, let's see.
See, now this is that community engagement I love so much. Everybody's got a list for it.
He's got a big D. Let's see what he's got here.
There you go, brother.
All right, so he is talking about. All right, this is again 25, right on the money, 538 points. Imperial Fist, battle size. Let's see. Okay, so you're looking at the detachment CPHQ, Primaris Captain, and Dominus. Ooh. Stubborn
That's Pete's
hero.
favorite warlord trait.
Yeah, it is mine. With a stubborn heroism and the burning blade, and he is your warlord. Intercessor. Come on, go back down. One intercessor squad. Auxiliary grenade launcher. What? Bolt rifle. And the sergeant has the thunderhammer. And for elite choice, you're looking at a squad of aggressors. We're looking at the, let me see, Boltstorm gauntlets on all of them. And finally, Redemptor Dreadnought. Now, I thought about that. I thought about bringing a Redemptor. And that's going to be the most expensive, yeah? So 181 points or 9 power level. And that comes with us 2 Storm Bolters, heavy onslaught Gatling cannon, onslaught Gatling cannon. So I think that's a really good one. You know what? I may actually use that because that's pretty much my list except for the Redemptor. And
actually, the Redemptor is only about a 5-point difference from the Predator you brought.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and has hell of a more shots.
And at 25 power, having a Redemptor on the field.
Yeah, I think that's
kind of.
That I think that's a good one there, Big D. I like that. I'm gonna have to use that. Bring that Redemptor out there and just start blowing crap up. Just killing green things everywhere. Boogers.
Running Bear says another advantage of scouts is having them deployed so that way you can keep your opponent from scoring. Denial is a big way to win on objective scoring. That's another good point. The Redemptor is a delete option. Man, I wish you hadn't brought that up because that is definitely going to be bucket loads of shots to just wipe out my orcs like game 1.
That is a good point.
Where it was like turn 1. And I'm just like taking buckets off of the table turn 1. That was our first game.
Just scooping them all off. Thanks, D. I'm going to use that in my next game. See how it works out for me.
Thanks, D.
Wait. Where's the music?
No shade here. This is all about support for the Commodore. So we got some good options here.
Yeah, but Big D's going to be there. He might get mad and hurt me. He's going to be, oh yeah, play this list. And then tomorrow, oh, you brought that list? Here's my counter to it.
Yeah, so he actually said the onslaught Gatling cannon instead of the plasma variant.
No, I like the onslaught. I like.
Oh yeah, it's just a Commodore had asked in chat.
Yeah, man. I love my brain. You know what? And that's one of my favorite models is that Redemptor, man.
It's a pain in the ass to put together, though. Yes. Cody, I will fight you on this to my dying breath. I will drive.
I didn't have that problem.
What problem?
Putting it together.
Like the easy to build? Yeah, no problem. But they don't make those anymore because
I did so badly building Kane's Redemptor that I had to send it to Richard over at the Nerd Life to fix it. And Richard is really good at like that. I'm like, man, I've screwed this up. I've put this part in the wrong way. It's super glued in now. He's just like, oh yeah, I put it in the freezer. I wedged my knife in. I gave it a little wiggle. It popped right off. I fixed it.
Like, Richard is so talented.
Like cemented in place.
You can send him just a handful of bolts and just cardboard. And he'll just tell him, just like, look, this is what my Redemptor was. I screwed it up. When he sends it back, it's a Redemptor. Perfectly made. I'm like, holy crap. Already on a nice base. I'm like, what?
He's like, you should see my my Death Guard 25 power list. No, I don't want to.
Nah, screw that
one. Like, no, why are you doing this to people?
No, especially, I mean, oh man, you're not going to be able to hear the end of it after October when Death Guard come out and they've got their buffs from October's Space Marine Codex. You're not going to. I mean, no one's going to hear the end of it. Just
yeah.
Death Guard players are going to be at the top of the mountain.
Yep.
I want to see how Chaos is going to benefit from everyone getting to it, because then are their Terminators and such going to free wounds?
So they said everything comparable is supposed to get the buff. So
does that mean Possessed are getting extra wounds?
as far as I know, they said all the Firstborn. The only thing that's the Firstborn that's not getting it is the Scouts, because they haven't finished their integration into Space Marine. Key strategy for using Scouts to deny your opponent objectives is to run them up within range of the objective and not charge off of them. Just be a troop's choice sitting on the objective, automatically racking up points and denying your enemy.
That's if they survive. I totally agree with that, but they don't survive for anything.
I mean, your Scouts do a better job surviving than mine, though.
Yeah, but and of course, when I swapped them to bolters, then that worked out fine. But even then, the first thing you did was, oh, look, those are snipers. Let's kill them.
Right. I'm just saying, them going to a 2-up save on yours are better because, you ignore cover. So, I can't even... the camel cloaks do nothing.
Right. I know you're right. And again, if they do, give them additional wounds, and I think it's going to make them a little better.
Scouts aren't getting the wounds. Scouts are staying on them.
They're staying the same, so they're going to suck. So
Right. Bear brought up an interesting thing. Space Wolf Scout models aren't Scouts. They're Lone Wolves and Wolf Scouts.
Yeah, they're elites.
Lore of their guys are the old guys, or the old guard kind of a thing. So I could see them being the only Marine army where Scouts have 2 wounds. Scout models, I should say.
I saw a meme the other day that said, I swear there's an accountant somewhere that's got Logan Grimnar's ear making all the decisions at the Fang HQ. Because if you look at the Space Wolves, their structure is kind of like it's basically a financially savvy way of running the army. You give them just pistols and knives at first, and say, okay, you're young and hot blooded. Go out into the world with this pistol, and if you can take care of that, we'll give you an upgrade. Then they graduate to Grey Hunters when they're older and more experienced, and their blood has cooled a little. Okay, now that you know how to be responsible, we'll give you a bolter and maybe a special weapon. And then, of course, when they get older than that and they get even more even-tempered, okay, now we'll trust you with things like sniper rifles and heavy weapons, okay? By the time they're long in the tooth, that's when they've proven themselves and they can have the heavy machinery.
They're no longer stabbing themselves in the eyes with a knife. I don't understand what's wrong with me.
He said the thing I read was yeah, they're less likely to just drop an expensive plasma gun in the snow and go off and punch somebody in the face.
Well, that's like the GW book, 15 Hours, which is like an Imperial Guard book, where this newly found regiment of all rookies kind of a thing land on this planet. It's basically going to be lost to the orcs, wherever, where the average lifespan of a guardsman is 15 hours. Yeah, that's how they got. So they land, this guy's entire unit regiment is slaughtered. He gets to the Imperial lines. This entire sector, the highest ranking officer is a sergeant, kind of a thing. And he goes to the quartermaster and oh, cool, get all this gear. Give it here, because you're not going to last long. Here's the gun. If you last long enough, I'll give you some grenades. If you last even longer, you'll get some rations.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, it's a great story to read, because it's just this young kid who was in the PDF. He joins the guard, then you realize, wow, the Imperium kind of sucks, because they even show they do a supply drop of they finally get supplies, and it's boots and such, and we need guns and food. I don't care if I'm barefoot right now. But it's a good story to read. It's probably one of my favorite GW books that isn't in a series. And it's just I would recommend that book to anybody.
I just think it's amazing how Imperial Guard resembles so much the World War II Russian conscripts. You know, it just amazes me how closely they've modeled after them. Like, dang, you know,
most regiments, yes.
Yeah, it's like holy crap, you know, because back in World War II, here's these guys are running out there. They're getting out of the vehicles that they just got, you know, conscripted in, right? They're just brought in, and okay, grab your guns, and they're handing out guns, and some guys didn't get guns at all. So what do I do?
Yeah. Battle of Stalingrad. It's always that's always like
exact.
one man gets a gun, one man gets some bullets.
Yes.
First
eyes, you grab his gun. Yep. Like.
Gotcha.
Yep. So it was like.
I think
Stalin quote. Quantity has a whole quality of its own.
Mm-hmm.
They were building T-34 tanks. Like literally, they were coming off the factory floor. They're like, "Oh, don't even bother painting that thing."
Oh, some of those battles were close enough. I heard on Modeling for Advantage actually, where some of those factories were close enough to the battlefield that they were able to drive off of the factory floor and into battle, basically.
Yeah, they were like if anybody's really into history, and like most people are into 40K, kind of are. The Battle of Stalingrad, there's some crazy. There's like they have like the whole it was almost a war unto itself, where entire battles were fought over buildings. Like yeah, let's take this apartment building. Oh, it's changed hands 9 times today. That is just like.
Yeah, the passion that the Russians fought with, it was just almost unmatchable. That's what really, you know, drove the Nazis out. That was just incredible. I love history.
Napoleon's just turning. You don't fight Russians during the winter.
Exactly. Mistakes were made.
I actually, my brother Daz and Ethan, my brother Ethan I think they both recommended 15 Hours to me as well. And I think that's the one, if I remember, and I get my books mixed up sometimes. I think, I don't want to read no Death Guard list. Come on now. I'm just kidding. We're sending it. But I think that's the one with the work they call the Kool-Aid Man, the one who burst through the walls.
Oh, yeah.
If I remember correctly. I think that's the one where the 40K community calls him the Kool-Aid Man. And that was his thing, is he would burst through the Umi's wall and then let them build it back up and then burst through it again. Yes, the Kool-Aid Man orcs. Thank you, Brother Ethan. I thought that was the book. All right. There's one more list from Big D, just to show us how nasty Death Guard are.
Why are we doing that to ourselves?
So we can appreciate the fact that Atlas isn't playing Death Guard right now.
Yeah. Let's see.
And let's be honest, there's probably going to be a lot more people in our community playing Death Guard next month.
Oh, I know. It's just, why? Let's just wait. That's just like, a lot of people in the community are going to be playing Tau. And do we really want to go into that? All right.
Flipbook Mythos is best mythos.
All right, here we go. So, Patrol Detachment, 25
Good evening, Brother Ian.
point level, power levels, and it's 535 points. So you're looking at... the play company is Mortarian's Chosen Sons, and HQ be a Chaos Lord, 5 Rotten Constitution, Bale's Word, and Combi Plasma, and Contaminate Monstrosity, -1 CP. He is your Warlord. Troop choices, Plague Marines. You got Plague Champion, Plague Sword, Plasma Gun, Power Fist. God, why? See, Plague Marines with bolt guns, 2 blight grenades, 2 bolt guns, 2 cracks grenades, 2 plague knives, and 2 Plague Marines with special weapons with plasma gun. That's
Wait,
ridiculous.
they can bring 2 plasma weapons in a 5-man squad? Oh, it's a 10-man. Wait.
It's a
5-man squad?
then 6. Wait,
1, 2,
doesn't I'm looking at it.
3, 4. Yeah, it's a 5-man squad.
5-man
You can have
squad.
2 weapons.
Are Death Guard officially at 2 wounds now?
Mm.
You asking the wrong person, baby.
To finish
Remember, I
this.
read flip books.
So the elites, you're looking at Blight Lord Terminator, and then then you got a Blight Lord Champion with a
Ian said no.
Bubotic Axe, a Combi Melta, Blight Lord Terminator with Bubotic Axe and Combi Plasma. Well, all the rest, 1, 2, 3, 4 Terminators with the Axe and Combi Plasmas, and the Noxious Blightbringer with a plasma pistol and the Demon's Troll. So, yeah, no, you can keep that crap.
I'll play Death Guard until they get 2 wounds, and it'll just be like, you know what, D? You can have this win. I'll save my time.
yeah, just good job, good game, walk off.
Look at the list. Yep. Now, oh, nope. Don't like that. Hey, good game, buddy.
Oh,
You got an armor
Running
save?
Bear.
And you got to discuss your resilience? Oh, okay. Oh, and you built your list so you can give them invulnerable saves, too. I'm good. Bye. Oh, Melta. He said Melta, not Plasma.
Okay, that's better.
That's so weird. You guys get 2 special weapons in a 5-man squad? That seems wrong.
That seems broken.
And at 25, that is a that list breaks up friendships.
Oh, Running Bear says, start a list. Tau, Eldar, Death Guard, soon to add more. Damn, we need a Book of Grudges. Actually, I don't mind Eldar. I played so many good games against Darklight Dreamer when he played Eldar that literally came down to the last turn. I have a lot of fond memories of playing against Eldar. Dark Eldar, too. And actually, I came across one of the Dark Eldar I got from Brother Kalo recently. And man, this thing is well painted. It looks cool. Actually, it's like, I got to get around to these sometime soon. This year, it is doing the Orc Army I got from Brother Daz. Next year, I think, I'm going to put Brother Kalo's Dark Eldar on the thing. 5-man squad with 2 flails. Beast, all about that flail, son. He said, Brother Ian says, hides 9 boxes of Plague Marines. Nice. And 9 rhinos. Jesus.
That's just not right, dude.
It's like playing AOS rules when everyone else is playing 40k. Jeez. That's just, oh man, that's just not going to be dying, Brother Ian. That's just not going to be dying.
Do either of you guys play AOS or have, like, looked into it?
I have an AOS army. It's right over there on that shelf.
I looked into it. I haven't gotten past the.
Like, I've seen some of it stuff, and some of it looks really like I've seen some cool stuff, but then like I kind of want to get into it, but I'm not sure because like nothing's really like piquing my interest. Like I like the steampunk dwarves. I don't care what anyone else calls them. They're steampunk dwarves.
Yeah.
Or the Seraphon. They're lizardmen. Okay. Don't throw that copyright name at me. I'm gonna call them lizardmen because that's what they were.
Yeah, these are still Dark Eldar to me. And I know they're Drukari, I think, technically. They're still Dark Elves to me.
Yes, they always will be.
Imperial Guard is still going to be Imperial Guard to me. I just love the carryover wounds from the flails. Oh, man, that is one of the things I'm so jealous of. That with Death Guard, they can use the flails and their melee wounds carry over. Man, if you can just... I'm just thinking, if my Space Wolves, man, could swing their hammers and get carryover wounds, oh, that'd be so awesome.
Again,
Ashton Miller, what?
Broken.
You're in the Guard, son.
Mythos, do you often swing your hammer around?
Yes, but these are not the hammer. The hammer is...
Am I allowed to swing my hammer? You can swing the hammer tonight.
Oh, please tell me somebody here knows somebody in this chat somewhere knows the Captain Hammer line. Please, God.
Oh, from Doctor your
Doctor Horrible sing along.
Flung blog.
Yes.
Which he's gonna be Nathan Fillion's gonna be in the new Suicide Squad movie. So I hope he channels some of his Dr. Hammer into the Captain Hammer.
I see that's the beauty. I think he's just playing Nathan Fillion. If you look at Firefly, you look at Castle, you look at Dr. Horrible, like it's just playing him. I think it's all the same character, and I love it every time.
Which, speaking of Nathan Fillion, that's one of the things where you like kind of be in our nerd culture, but to get off it a little bit. All the fans were kind of like demanding, hey, let's do a Green Lantern movie with Nathan Fillion, and like they did like one animated movie off to the side, like, yeah, fine, we'll give you Nathan Fillion. Like, they're like, no, we kind of want this. They're like, no, which leads to the, in my nerd opinion, the greatest travesty that they won't listen to people. Michael Keaton play Bruce Wayne in a Batman Beyond movie. I would see that dozens of times in a theater. I don't care if I get COVID. I don't care if I die. Just, here's my card. Yes. Swipe it. I don't care if my corpse is in there.
Although Michael Keaton was a phenomenal Batman.
Yeah,
he wasn't the best Bruce Wayne.
Batman Beyond story. So you have it's like in the future. I mean, how many times are the Waynes going to get shot that I need to see? Like, I know Batman has mommy and daddy issues. That's cool. Give me another story. And I mean, I think, the whole Robert Pattinson, I think it's interesting. I like how it looks. It's got a good thing. I don't, sparkly vampire. Ooh, he made bad career choices. Who hasn't? But I think, it's just, that was me going a tangent of like, hey, you want nerd money? Listen to the nerds. They will give you their money freely.
This is true. All right, there is clamoring for Art of the Week, Mythos.
There is indeed. Well, so in the Art of the Week, we're going to go all the way up to Saturday's and last Friday's entry where my show fell through, and that starts with Blood Angel Primaris Pike. It says August 21st.
All right, let me look here.
Hail Orc, my brother. What you want, baby? You want your scrap jets? Those look pretty awesome. You want me to grab some of those? What you want, baby?
Okay, so it's... I think this
Clamor
is
for the hammer. Time for Art of the Week.
Speaking of Pale Orc, I just want to say something directly to Pale Orc. Dude, your stuff is amazing and fantastic. Keep doing it, dude. Like, out of all the orc converters out there, and like everyone's really good at it. Like, your stuff, I know it is a Pale Orc thing right away. And like, dude, you are amazing. You are awesome. Keep doing what you are doing. Because you're taking something that a lot of people do and you are making it your own, man.
I agree, man. I can't tell you the number of times when I'm like, dude, that's a phenomenal build. He's like, yeah, it's cardboard and straws. And I'm like, what?
Yeah. Mythos, what was the date again? I'm sorry.
August 21st.
Okay, so it is that one. Okay.
Yep, some Primaris Blood Angels.
Yep. You got an executioner there, or whatever that's called.
On the left, it's the Judiciary. We got the Ancient in the back. We got the Gravis Captain up front with Fred on the front. Tactical Marine Fred right on the front.
I had 2 wounds.
Got some Assault Intercessors painted up as a Death Company. Well, there's some close-ups of each of these.
Yeah, I'm gonna get them here. Here we go. Guy's pointed his gun at me. I'm not quite sure I'm feeling it.
And
You
all
know,
of this is from friend of the show, the Bunka.
the
Find them
Bonka.
on Instagram.
I find this a very much Judge Dreddish. You know?
Yeah, the Primaris bikes do have a very cool Judge Dredd kind of feel, especially that pose.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty awesome.
Mm.
Dude, I love the way Bunka's bikes came out, man.
It
Looking good.
is. Oh, man.
And
Oh.
that face on that biker dude looked really good too.
Yeah.
These assault intercessors look so
I
good.
love the fact that he did the little craters. That is so cool. And he metallicized it. Look at that.
Oh yeah, the bullet wounds.
Well done. Well done. The dents. And it looks metal. It looks like that is so cool.
It looks so metal.
So metal. Oh, yeah. Heavy metal. Sorry. Damn.
They just look really sharp in those Death Company covers.
Yeah, it does.
Especially with that nice big Death Company red X's on the shoulders. It's just very cool.
Yeah, except for the knees. That, X marks a spot. There's the knee. Somebody's going to take it with a bat. Boom. You're out.
I used to be an adventurer like you until I took a bolter to the knees. Oh, the coffee's gone. That day.
Beautimous. Dude, we got some freaking talented mofos, I swear.
Yeah, I love our community.
Look at that. Okay, see again, look, big bullet or bolter shot right on the arm. That is so cool.
Absolutely awesome. And I need to get better and more comfortable with battle damage and stuff like that, weathering.
I love how you did the lenses on those
Yeah.
That glow effect. Oh, that is really good.
Also, you can find our Bunka brother in a couple of Facebook groups here. Here is featured. You can find him as Brother Ian in the Honor and Heresy tabletop group, but you can also find him posting the same kind of content on the Chilling Wargamers Facebook group. So,
thanks for hanging out, Running Bear. Appreciate you, man. You have a good night, buddy.
have a great stream, brother.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, guys, as we continue, please be prepared to gather all your brushes and put them in the middle of the floor and get the kerosene. Commence the burning. Dang. This is a close-up, a freaking close-up. How do you get a close-up to look so freaking good?
I don't know. It's so good.
God, man, look, that's...
Those buttery smooth blends.
Oh, my gosh.
Buttery smooth blends.
Look at the transition. I suck.
What brush are you even using? Or if you look on the skin, he even had almost like a pattern design to that.
Yeah.
Well, I think this is a brush made with 100% Elstadation beard hairs.
That's a true fact, dude. Damn. That's just not right. Is this the same thing? Okay, this is by... Is this Bohan? Or...
So, yeah, I'm going to let you handle the name there. It's at the top.
Okay, so if that's the one on the top, it's Bogas Bohon Stupniki. So...
Yep. And you can find them at that miniature painting tips and tricks showcase and share your secrets group.
Yeah, man, incredible. Just, and you can, and if you want to pay homage, you can send them pictures of your burnt brushes.
Speaking of which, Kaiju just said, so I've changed that idea that I'm going to get back into Tyranids again. I'm just going to collect a bunch of 90s yellow Lego spacemen and roll the fist army. And check out the weathering on this Ultramarine here.
Okay.
That looks like real rust and damage, and this looks like real metal
Yeah.
that has been through some shit.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot. Although I do have an appreciation for it. This poor guy just looks like he's just been lost for a long time. Just
Well, this
by
guy's been through
himself.
hell and back for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I prefer working with vibrant colors, and that's why, even though like ultramarine blue is supposed to be a dark blue, and lots of people like to remind me, I have very bright Caldor Sky ultramarines.
Yeah.
Because I prefer vibrancy. However, I can appreciate that this really does look like beat up, right, rusty and
Yeah.
grimy metal.
Yeah,
It looks
yeah.
incredible.
He's been through hell. Yeah, and so still a work in progress. Okay, that's good. So this is Ben Wilkinson.
That's not even finished yet?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
still
Okay,
work in progress. So man, I can't wait to see the finished product.
That's
Oh.
gotta, when you see something that looks just amazing and somebody goes like, "Oh yeah, it's not even done yet," you're like, "What?
I agree. Like this looks like they could paint like dust and rubble at the put dust and rubble in at the bottom of the base there. It would look like he just had been walking through an actual war zone.
I mean, the only thing I can see where it wouldn't be done is security seals, and even then, that's a small thing.
Right.
Notice that.
Here is our friends of the show, Twisted Dice. They put out a tutorial for urban highway kind of basing. Really cool. And here's some pictures from the tutorial video.
This is very similar to what you used to do there, Methus.
Just way better. I mean, the concrete texture is
I know.
great. The striping on the road,
A lot of blood splatter.
and the chipping at the stripes in the road. It's consistent and it looks natural.
Yeah.
Just
Really
really
cool.
awesome stuff.
Very well
Really.
done. You know, I
That's
think
so
I
good.
think one of the things that really helped this type of work is the fact that, okay, so typically, you know, Necrons are going to be are solid color, you know, or metallic, right? So it's metallic with the green, but what this does is that marries everything together. You know, it doesn't become drab; it becomes a very dynamic scenery.
Yeah,
Very well done.
it's cool because the concrete alone has multiple tones to the color.
Right.
If you look, there's some grays in that, some blues, some purples in
Right.
just the concrete alone.
Right.
Right. So there's visual interest on what could be just a gray highway. Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, what I used to do, and I'm going to call myself out. When I used to do concrete, it used to be like Mechanicus standard gray, Dawnstone gray, and then a wash, and then Dawnstone gray,
Right.
dry brush, and that was it.
Mhm.
And it's just like stacks of gray. It all blends in together, right?
Mhm.
There's visual interest here because
Yeah.
it reads as like road color, but it's like you don't really notice the blues and the purples, but there's enough variation that it pops out at you,
Man.
And so it's cool. It's just
yeah. The
the
movie
longer you look at it, the more tones you see.
Terminator definitely comes to mind.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, but it still helps bring out the pop because the gun is still the most vibrant thing on the model.
Yeah. And this is by our friend
Such
Twisted
great. I
Dice.
had to leave him a comment on this tutorial because I've thought about doing urban basing in my armies before. Like it was originally a thought for my Ultramarines,
Yeah.
I've never done it on an army because every time I tried to do urban basing before, it just looks like my dudes are standing on a pile of rocks. And I'm just like, no, that's not visually interesting.
Mm.
This does urban basing and makes it so interesting. I'm going to have to try and follow this tutorial. Now I need to start a new army to base something up.
Oh, two dorks, one brush. Jeez. Yep. I don't think I'll ever start my my orc army.
Elstonation, man, myth, and legend
Oh,
himself.
gosh.
I was gonna wait until our UK show to show the pictures, and I still am actually. I'm gonna just if you go over to the Chilling Wargamers channel, I want you guys to see how many models Elstonation painted in less than 2 weeks. The number I really honestly and truly bet you will not be able to guess the number.
No, I can't imagine. He probably did those while he was sleeping.
Probably. The ice effect on this axe here is so phenomenal.
Damn. Why?
I just it sells me as a crystal axe or ice axe or whatever.
Is that?
And
Go
always
back to the axe head. Scroll back up.
Oh.
Look at that line of the on the skull. Look how that is a neat line of just the shinier copper into that dark.
Yeah, that is full on non-metallic metal for sure.
Damn.
Wow. I like how there's so much blue, but it's just not like you're not looking at like, oh, it's just gold and blue.
Right.
Like
right.
to do have like only have two main colors, but to have it be so many different shades of it is just amazing.
Yep. And the blues of the crystal axe head read differently from the blues of the skin tone.
Yeah.
You know, there's enough separation that keeps it interesting, you know. That's incredible. And if you look at the missing arm, still not done. This is another one of those
This is
where it's like, oh my god, that's mind blowing. Oh, that's not done.
Black Mesa miniatures. More stuff to
By the
make
way,
me look depressed.
I was talking about Elstonation. You said, Mythos, we're looking at Art of the Week and feeling bad about ourselves. Let's not get into it. Man, that is a mood, brother. That is a mood. I like the dude chilling on top of this Leviathan.
This is so cool. Although it's almost like, you know,
he's over there, Sam. You get him.
It just reminds me of, you know, of the chick on top of the grand piano, you know, just laying across while the piano player is playing. That's kind of what it reminds me of. You know, it's like, oh, take a picture of me, give me a drink.
Look at those free hands, man.
Damn.
You know, most people like have one or maybe two, you know, free hands to sell a piece, you know. This thing is just like muralized.
Now,
is that shield and that banner? Is that all freehand as well?
All
too?
freehand, dude. Look.
It appears to be. I mean,
look at it closely. That's freehand. That is freaking freehand.
I'm done. I'm out.
Yep. God. Oh my gosh.
Look how neat the lettering is.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know what he used for that either.
The world's smallest calligraphy pen.
Maybe. Damn.
And you know what? I didn't even notice all the weathering as a secondary, all the rust and grime. And my eyes are just immediately drawn to all the freehand, and I completely just overlooked the shading, that he's done some hard work shading these plates of armor in places that keep it interesting.
Yeah.
But also look at all the rust and grime and stuff I never even noticed before.
Look at a checker pattern up here too, Mythos.
Nope.
Jeez, dude.
Refuse.
Oh my gosh.
That's some clean white too.
Dear Black Mesa Miniatures Painting.
You can't say that on TV.
We're no longer painters. We are no longer hobbyists. We give up.
Well, on the bright side, though, I feel pretty good about the fact that I'm pretty sure Freak's never going to bring an Imperial Fist a Leviathan Dreadnought with dual storm cannons against me.
No, of course not. Even though I do have that, but no.
I know it's been ever since we did that Forge World order together, like 3 years ago.
Yep.
And it's been sitting in their box.
Yep.
I'm pretty confident now that it's going to stay there.
Yeah, now it's dead. Yeah. See this? Jeez. You'll never see the light of day. Yeah.
No, freak, what you do is you're like, hey, look at this. You can spend all these hours, just days and days and days painting it look like this. Or you can use the freak method and have it on the field in a jiffy.
Or I'll just go ahead and send it to Black Mesa Painting so he can do it for me. They just hire him from a commission. That'll teach me ethos. Damn.
I love the way this man did this sword.
Jeez, dude. Man.
That
Wow.
I cannot do electric crackle effects. I've tried. They look awful. I can't do.
I've given it a few attempts to try it myself. Like, if you do not have a thin, straight bristle brush, you must stop. Just, you're not going to get it.
The thing for me is that the chaotic patterns just don't register my brain. I can't do flame shapes. I can't do electric shapes.
And the thing, if you look at that sword, that's not electric. That's smooth, and there's curves to that. That's almost like a flame effect.
Jeez.
Yeah,
See,
no.
It's not all jagged. It has that smoke trail effect almost, where you have like wisp. Like,
That's crazy.
hats off to the guy.
By the way, this is by Durgan Paint Forge.
Check him out on the Instagrams.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny that this sword is so amazing, and like the armor itself, the whites, everything's so amazing that you don't even notice how good some of the smaller details are, like the shield that is half free-handed Dark Angel symbol and half checkerboard that is like perfectly symmetrical checkerboard. Those details would be extremely impressive, except for the other super impressive thing. That kind of take your eyes away from that. You don't even notice it there.
Why are we doing
Stuff
this?
like this is why I want to paint Infinity someday.
Oh man,
This is incredible. You guys know if there's a game with big ass werewolves with cool armor and weapons and stuff, I'm in. Like, this is just super cool.
jeez.
Everything is good about this.
Mm-hmm.
The fur on the wolves, the energy glow on the rifles. You guys know I love an awesome soft skin tone on the ladies, and this is perfectly done. Like soft skin tones, detailed faces.
Yeah.
Look at the teeth on this wolf. They're not even like white or off white. They've got that like that canine yellow to them. Like it isn't like done. I'm done. I take my brushes. I'll keep my models, but I won't paint anymore if you just stop.
I think we'll just do them gray. Yeah, it's my Imperial Fist. They don't look like Imperial Fist. Shut up, they're Imperial Fist. Just play the game. No, this would give me a little Borderlands vibe.
Mm-hmm.
And this is by Sergio Alvo Miniatures.
Phenomenal.
Damn. Man, look at that. That is just... These colors are incredible, dude.
Even the glow effect he did on the guns.
Man.
Just, wow.
Kaiser, modeling for advantage. Yes, now that is cool. It is amazing. Very impressive, man. Oh, yeah. Oh, speaking of Kaiser, so I've been talking to my brother, and I'm thinking of getting him. He seems quite interested in what's the game? Bolt
Action.
Bolt Action. Yes. So I was watching some of their videos, seeing about maybe get into that with my brother, because my brother likes the historical. So
But you
freaking
got a few tanks to start you off with. There.
I do. And a rule book. Raptor Imperialis. Yeah.
That is such a cool Emperor's Children. I want some of those swords.
Those swords are pretty cool.
I don't know where to get those swords from. They look amazing.
Yeah.
Anybody knows where to get some of those swords? That's just awesome.
Yeah.
Gamecraft Dragon says, "Me painting fists. Spray yellow, ink in strong army painter strong tone, base on sand. Done."
Yep. This is by Max Miniatures. Jeez. Damn, this is well done.
I still can't tell if that shoulder pad is freehand or not.
What, this?
I would. The logo,
no, that's not. That looks like a decal.
Name?
Yeah, it looks like a decal.
Yeah.
Very well hidden, then.
Yeah, very well. Just amazing, man. Damn. Well. I just noticed he even did the highlights on the white.
What?
Look.
Oh yeah, you can see it on the top of the helmet.
Freaking highlighted. White has been
Mythos, or zoom out again, and because I didn't even notice those until you zoomed in.
Yep. Look.
Like you barely even notice them until you.
Yep.
That's not a close-up shot to begin with.
Yep. That's
so crazy.
It's sick, dude. And he did the same thing. Look at the highlights that he did on the shoulder pads on the interior, right at the edge. He put that light orange to complement the red, and I'm done. I want to just suck my thumb right now. Jeez. Oh, yeah. Okay, well, I am thoroughly depressed there, Max Miniatures. Thank you very much.
You painting models and having hair.
I don't know why I wasn't expecting that last one.
All right, what is
this? This is from the Gamecraft Dragon.
Ah.
Still a work in progress. No shading or highlighting, just base coat so far. I like that you added the Canis Rex shield in. I love I use that on my Wolf Lord on Wolf. I love that shield. It's got such a great Wolf you got.
Mm-hmm. Pretty freaking cute.
Let it gleam, my brother. I can't wait to see how you shade and highlight it up, brother. This guy is rocking a footballer vibe with those colors. This mint innie is half the reason I bathed my new Red Marines.
The Pale Orc.
Modeling for Advantage has Freak. Do it, mate. It's basically World War II 40K as a rule set. Really easy to pick up.
I definitely like to do that, man. I just got to really get the rules down, so.
So here, I remember Pale Orc saying that he had some miscasts and he used some bits to dress these up, and now these really look like the scrap jets that they're meant to be. So, I mean, just again between 3D printing and some classic Pale Orc conversion here, pretty awesome stuff.
So cool, man.
I can't wait to see these painted up, bro. These are going to look great on the battlefield.
They do look cool. Is that real wire? He actually put real wire on it.
Oh
Dude,
man, he's like kind of like our our bro Spect. He's kind of a hobby MacGyver too, man. He uses all kinds.
yeah, dude, he freaking used real freaking wire.
Remember that big ass Stompa we did the other week?
Yeah.
It was all cardboard. It was like 90% cardboard.
Cardboard, yeah.
Now this guy knows how to loot some stuff, man.
Is that Cat 5? It looks like Cat 5 strands.
Yeah, that is.
Are you an IT guru as well?
I installed the stuff, so.
Yeah, so you're familiar with it, so yeah.
To all the people watching this, like in layman terms, the wire he's using are phone line wires.
Exactly.
So you know those little, the plug you plug in your phone jack. That's
Cables.
the wire. you use.
Bloody hell. Damn.
The Palework says nothing is safe when he's looting.
That's freaking awesome, dude.
Rock the War Boss says I'd boot that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, look at this. Yep, called it. Definitely called it. Yep. That's funny. He's got the blue and the white blue. Blue and white. Oh my gosh. That's pretty cool. That's a cool idea, man. Damn, that's using the noggin, mate. Quite impressive.
Those look so cool.
I'm burning my 3D printer right now, mate. Yeah. All right, moving on.
I need to get me some of these cool new buggies, the scrap jets,
Well, we'll talk.
Taylor, we're gonna find where you live. We're gonna come to your house. We're gonna tell you, hey, this all looks awesome. Just stop right now.
Right. I don't know who you are, but I'll find you, and I will cry on your shoulder.
I will find you, and I will contemplate your memories.
This is from the Pickle Jar 3.
Our brother, the Pickle Jar, who, by the way, I don't know if there's anyone left who hasn't subbed to him, because I know we just did a shout out and tried to get him some more subs before, but he is literally on 499 right now. So if there's anybody who hasn't subbed to the Pickle Jar,
What is he?
you could be number 500 right now.
He's $4.99 on what? YouTube?
Yeah.
YouTube, yeah. In fact, let me post that up in the chat here in case anybody wants to click on it.
Pickle Jar. We got the Pickle Jar.
That is not a song that you will hear on the
No. Don't think it. Maybe. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Although his theme song to the show is
Oh no, Pickle Jar
is basically a riff of Wayne's World, because it's usually
Congratulations, Pickle Jar. You are now at 500.
Oh, he's at 501. I'm 501.
Oh, gee. Yes. That's awesome.
I went to go there like, oh, I'll be 500. I'll be the 500th guy. And like, oh.
Yeah.
Kaiser. That's Pickle Jar, my brother.
Yeah, Kaiser hit him at 500. Kaiser's like, oh, I've got
That's
him.
awesome.
That is so epic, dude.
Kaiser, unsubscribe so I can 500.
You take that back. You take that back right now.
Brother Archer says, hell, you only need 35 to hit 800. Oh, that's true. We are closer than I thought. That's awesome. Done. That's 500. Again, congrats, Josh.
Congratulations, dude.
That's so awesome to see.
Chilling War Gamers. Chilling War Gamers. This is gorgeous. Jeez.
This is from the mighty Elstonation, who painted Horus Lupercal orange because he wanted to.
Man. Lupercal.
Fruit Pooch. Oh, yeah, it's not just an orange. Maybe it's not just an orange Horus Lupercal. Maybe it's a horse the color of fruit punch.
Fruit punch. Yeah.
You know, and this there's one thing I really love about this. Custom color jobs, you guys know, always have a special place for me because I get so much trash talk about my black space wolves looking like they're chaos or whatever. So this I think is really great to me because I love seeing custom color jobs. But also it's a bit of a spit in the eye on people who get really upset, and especially, and again, no shade to anyone who plays 30K, but I have been told, and I have seen some of it myself, that there are some 30K players who are more frequent to really get upset about something that is not just right in the army. And I always feel like, hey man, your army, your rules, play it the way you want, you know, make it look the way you want, as long as you're following some, you know, the rule set in the book, right? But some people really get upset that this isn't the right shade of blue for these 30K models, or you know, this is you shouldn't have this you're using the wrong model. You shouldn't use a 40K model because it's got the Aquila on it. You know, and they get really upset about these things. It's like, hey man, I just thought they made it look cool.
I was part of a chat where the White Dwarf magazine came out with a guy doing a 30K army, but he was using Primaris models in it, and 30K players just lost their mind. They're like, oh, this is like doing a Civil War army and having a dude with an M16 in it.
That is a great pan up, by the way. Oh, that detail is so good. Look at those eyes. Look at those eyes.
Just intense, dude.
Oh, Elstonation, I said, oh yeah, the Primacy. The Primacy. Oh, that's so well worded. The Primacy.
A little more pale orc action.
His Thousand Sun conversions are gorgeous. It's awesome. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, you know, and I guess the term that I hear from the scale modeling guys or historical guys, and you know, I've heard this term on Big D's channel before, modeling for advantage, came up for me biggest when I was talking with brother Justin over at used to be Basic Miniature Painting. I think it's now just the Miniature Painter. But you know, the rivet counters who have say everything have to be a certain way, right? And I see that personally, and again, this is just my experience. Your mileage may vary. I see it more often in 30K than 40K. Check this out. These are shock jump dragsters by the Pale Orcs, and I misquoted earlier. So the scrap jets that we saw earlier were the correct prints, and they look great. But these shock jump dragsters are failed casts.
What's failed about them?
Shock jump dragsters are the failed prints used as bits to build them. So these were failed prints, and then he looted them up, added a bunch of bits and scrap to them, and now he's customized them. They're his now.
No. The Pale Orc needs to tell me what was wrong with these things, or else I need to know. I cannot drop that.
That's fair. That's fair.
Look at these cool models. Oh, those are really good. Yeah, these are the shitty ones.
Oh man,
that is the one thing funny about our hobby. Where like somebody, you could look at something, oh my god, that is amazing. How do you do that? Like, oh well, that's the messed up one.
Right.
What do you mean?
Yeah, that's the one that took a dump and there it is. What? Wait, huh?
Why does it always go back to the toilet with you?
Just a metaphor,
Big D says the rhino we looked at earlier from him is 100% painted by brush, no airbrushing.
Yeah.
Very nice. And he also says that he's at 550. He said, little yay. Man, that should be a big yay.
That's a big
Definitely
yay.
should be proud of your accomplishment. Great job. That is awesome. Kaiju says, yeah, that's the one I decided to paint with the fish instead of a brush for a YouTube channel. It comes out and looks like crystal brush quality. Yeah,
right. I painted with a fish. Matter of fact, it's salmon.
Again, great work.
I was the guy who did a Mecha Godzilla and like, oh yeah, I made the tail fully off, like individual joints and all that. Like, what the f- is wrong? What people down under are crazy unto themselves.
The normal ones are mounted on the sides of the front end. On these, I've removed the mounted guns because of the back end. Half of them was missing.
Jeez, dude.
Okay, so the back end half was missing. That's what the failed.
Okay, well. Yeah, man.
What are the wheels you used from? It looks like those look like battle wagon wheels or something. Maybe truck wheels.
Do you have anything else here?
Truck wheels. Okay. Yeah, I know a lot of people like to loot the truck kit for scratch builds and stuff like that.
While we're at it, a little pickle jar love. And while you're going right now to the Pickle Jar's web page, to his YouTube, go into your refrigerator, grab you a jar of pickles, and subscribe.
501.
Ta-na.
Hell yeah.
Ta-na.
Model League for Advantage says, my little boy, the nerdling, has decided to paint a tree, as in one of the trees in our garden is slowly becoming purple. Hey, man, that's good to see interest in the craft. That is awesome.
Congratulations.
Again, I mention this all the time. There's some awesome tutorials you can go find over on Pickle Jar's channel. He's primarily a tutorial-focused channel, and I think the things that you can learn on the Pickle Jar is absolutely awesome. For instance, if you look at those multicolored green glowing swords, you know, the way there is multiple colors to the glowing swords, it almost looks like he airbrushed them and blocked them off. That is 100% painted by brush.
Wow.
And you can actually see how he accomplishes that in his painting tutorials.
Well done. Well freaking done. Oh, well, now I'm depressed. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate it. Yep. Yeah, we ran off our guest too. That's great. Baby,
Cassie,
come back.
Okay, 1 second.
Okay. Roxas. I can't do it like you.
Actually, that was pretty good.
IT Master.
Printed back end with a super glue cap. I thought that would be something like a super glue cap. That's awesome.
All right. That was awesome, man.
All right, guys. So that was a lot of awesome art here. Commodore, my brother. Any closing thoughts you have, my man?
Destroy your brushes. Just no, like it's funny. I was watching. I'm gonna tick off Big D right now. I was watching a Duncan Rhodes video earlier today, and he was talking about 6 things he wished he knew when he was younger, when he started painting. He showed off one of his first models that he ever painted, Space Marine wise, and it was rough. He was painting white. He was putting on way too thick, and he kept it. And like, I think we all need to realize we all start somewhere in this hobby. We're all at different levels. Shoot for the stars. Don't stop improving yourself painting, because the moment you stop painting is the point you kind of like, and you die in this hobby a little bit. Like, always look for ways to improve yourself. Because I look at my mom, like when I first started this hobby, it's like 16, 17 years old, and like they looked like crap. But I was a 16-year-old kid painting. I didn't know how to paint. I've got 16 years of painting under my belt now. You're gonna improve. Take your time. I mean, if you don't stop learning how to paint, you're never gonna improve. So you have to do that. I mean, to look at these models and like be like, oh God, I suck.
Early days.
And it's yeah. It's your first model, dude. You're gonna get better. You're gonna, you don't know, kind of a thing. It's like when you start a new job, you don't know how to do stuff. You only improve. You can only improve if you try.
I just looked at my first Grey Hunters, and I have the Cardinal Sin. Oh, freak, I've talked so much trash. I've talked so much trash. Look what I've done. Oh, freak, where does the bullet come from? No, I think that's a great point, brother. That really is. In fact, I have actually, on top of my whole display of some of my best painted work, at the very top over by the Imperial Knights and the Voltron stuff, I have my very first squad of Grey Hunters sitting there because I want to see how bad it is. You know, I don't know, it's a great comparison, you know, it's where I started to where I go.
Yeah. Oh, it's like always remembering your roots.
Well, I mean, and that makes a huge that makes a huge point because like even Kaiser said, when you know where you came from, you have you've got a reference, right? You got a frame of reference, and you see your progression. And so if you don't see that, you don't remember your frame of reference, and you don't know how far you've come. And just like Mythos holding up that one model, it was one of the first painted models. It's like, hey, this is where I started, and now you'll see his work. You're like, oh my God. That's freaking insane.
You see what I do now, and you're like, what have you done with the last 5 years?
Oh my God. So it's good stuff, man. So.
Gamecraft Dragon says, why would that upset me?
Well, he's always upset because like he'll ask me something about it, and I'm one of those people like, if there's someone who can say something better than I can, I'll direct you to them. And Duncan's stuff, like, this is me talking about Duncan, and D always gives me crap about that. Like, Duncan is the person who teaches a new painter how to paint. The way he talks, the words he uses, how the skills he teaches you. If you like Duncan Rhodes Academy, if you are not subscribed to it, subscribe to it. The man is a legend in our hobby, in our community.
No.
He is just. He's the Bob, like, I mean, yes, Goobertown Hobbies is like the Bob Ross of painting too, but like, Duncan's is the British version of Bob Ross. He's Bob Ross with some teeth thrown on the side.
Yeah, when he talks, I always feel like, I can relate because he talks so dumbed down, and it's like, okay, now grab your big jumbo crayon and you're gonna make smooth strokes. Okay, I can relate.
A lot of my friends don't like Duncan because, and of course, a lot of them have ascended past what they feel is Duncan's skill level, which is fine. It's absolutely great. And, I get crap from my friends sometimes because they don't like Duncan. But I agree with both of you. I feel like the words he uses is great specifically to someone who isn't, a great painter already. And granted, I think the argument my friends have with that sometimes is that, yeah, but his teachings aren't ever going to lead you to being a phenomenal painter, which is fine, but not everybody shoots for those stars,
Wait. I got people comments right now. Okay, D, I don't give you crap about Duncan. Duncan is me. I give you crap because you're you. Okay, well, you're an asshole.
And like that,
I can't change who I am. And then Kaiser going, Big D, what do you think about my new paint job? Commodore, well, let me stroke. What would Duncan say? The lipstick on the coats, but you need to thin them down.
Yeah. One thing I like, and I always say this, you don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Okay? So you're going to take the best out of what somebody else does, capitalize it, get better, and yeah, if you graduate, great, you graduate, move on. But it's a level. It's a level. You understand, everybody, like you said, is a different level, which also means that there's going to be somebody better than Duncan, right?
Yep.
But there's people that are not. There's people that are way below, and they can use Duncan as a reference to try to get to. And then once they get to that reference, they feel comfortable, they can find somebody else who's better, get to that next reference, And that's
exactly.
Yeah, so.
Think about the tutorials he was doing for so long.
Yeah.
His tutorials have always primarily been entry level, and not for people who eventually want to be amazing painters, but for people who want to take a box of toys and put them on the table. So that's why I think he's
Yeah,
a great
exactly.
he's a great resource.
And again,
it's not always a popular opinion, but I feel pretty strong.
just think about teachers in general. You've got first grade teachers. First grade teachers can't always, teach in the fifth grade level. Then you've got high school teachers, right? You understand? So you've got these, teachers of specific levels, and it's no, it's just no different than a martial arts master. They are at different levels. You can only get so far, right? So you want to get to the higher level? Go find somebody better than your current master.
And then after you reach master level, Elstonation says, and then you ascend to godhood, and then you ascend to the Elstonation level. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is 100%.
Yep, true Elstonation there, indeed.
Gamecraft Dragon, D says he gives you crap because he's effing jealous. You do brush work that's as smooth and as airbrushing, and he said it before, he'll say it again. You're an amazing painter, Commodore. Well, there's a reason why we feature your stuff on Art of the Week so often, Commodore. It's you're an amazing painter, and the fact that you have an entire Imperial Army painted by brush, no airbrush, and it all looks buttery smooth.
I didn't know any better.
Huh?
I didn't know any better.
But I'm just saying, it's all as buttery smooth as if.
Purple. But, I mean, to go on what D says, like calling me an amazing painter, I graciously accept that. Like, I paint my stuff, and I think it's something every painter comes across. Like when you paint something, you only ever see the faults of it. Because it never catches what's in your mind's head. Your mind's eye will always, it's perfect. Look at it. And then you put it on the model, on the canvas, on whatever your medium is. It never matches up to what your mind's eye, because that's perfection. Mm-hmm. But everyone else doesn't have that effect or that holdback, and they see that and they look at it and like, oh my god, that's amazing. And you're just like, what do you mean it's amazing? Look at all the things wrong with it. And they're like, what do you mean wrong with it? And I think that's one of the major hurdles all of us painters need to get over, is just like, hey, you paint good stuff. No one can paint perfection. No one's going to paint what's in their head. They're always going to be you're always going to have a smudge or an error, unless you spend an entire year on one model. And at that point, you're not gaming anymore. And that's the main thing of our hobby, is the game. Like, yeah, we can do all this cool stuff to make our stuff look good, which is a major part of our hobby. But if you're not gaming with anybody, you're sitting in your room alone painting models, and that can be a little sad.
That sounds very sad.
That was incredibly well spoken, and I have to agree with the entire message. That was so well done. Oh, and one thing I think that really reinforces that, you guys know I'm a big fan of Elstonation. I've seen his praises on his work all the time. And I was watching one of his tutorials on like a heat weapon glow. He did completely painted by hand, right? And something I thought that was super cool for him to leave in his tutorial was he had completely finished and he was wrapping up the video. And then he goes, so I went back, and as I was editing this, I decided I wasn't happy with the way that this final thing looked here on the screen. And so he picked the tutorial back up and started painting again. Now, I feel like a lot of YouTubers would have cut that entire middle part out and just shown you how good it is in the end, right? But he did that specifically to show us that
he's human.
We can, we can make those mistakes. We can harshly, we can judge our own work as not good enough, and find those faults.
Rocky Four.
Exactly. And as he was wrapping up that first time, I was looking, I was like, man, that lava kind of thunderhammer looks amazing. And he's like, yeah, this isn't good enough. And I was just like, what? But again, like, some people they're going to immediately see the good in it, and it doesn't match what's in your head, that idea of perfection. And that's going to be the first thing you see. I think that's a great example. Elstonation bleeds? He's human? Kaiju says, I resemble that statement. I think that was regarding the, seeing our own faults in what we do. That was incredibly deep but very thoughtful on that. Do you have any other nuggets of wisdom? I think we're this is like the second time in a row where it's been like the end of the show and then boom, you hit something profound. Actually, you know what? Maybe save that for the next time, because I think it's kind of good that you keep wrapping up with that one profound thing. That's perfect.
Yeah, because if you say something pretty lame, we'll remember the lame thing. Okay, so.
I was gonna say how cool Freak is, but you know.
See, lame. Told you, don't do it. Stay on a high. Stay on a high note, man. Stay on a high note.
Kaiju says, yeah, that profound thing at the end of the show, that could be a Chaplain Commodore segment. Which is weird because those are like two titles, but
right.
That's awesome. Freak, any closing thoughts from you, my man?
Another good night, man. I'm glad to be back. Dude, I'm telling you, this is the best therapy for me. Glad to have the amazing Imperial Fist player Commodore as well, and so glad to have another compadre. You know.
Wait till Saturday evening where I call you like, I'm sorry, Papa Freak, I've been going down. I lost it.
You know, the community threw a lot of good posts at you.
Your successor chapter, get out of here.
Give that man a successor chapter. Really? So you can get the hell out of my yellow. Oh.
But the community did pull through for you, man. So you've got options. So
I do.
Yep.
But T knows all of them now, so I'm screwed.
Nah, nonsense. You got them, dude. Waiting to hear some really good things. So
if he shows up with his Plague Marines tomorrow, you just got to make it through 3,300 wounds worth of models to win the game. So
wait, they only technically have one rune right now. So yeah, I'll gladly play them. Was there 2 wounds? All right, I'm done.
October rolls around. It's just like all games against the Death Guard stop.
Yeah. Overall,
I'm sick today.
Yeah. Overall, it was a really good night, man. Great chat. The chat was alive, man. You guys are freaking awesome. You know.
Show me on the interceptor where the bad Plague Marine touched you.
No, don't touch me there. This is my no square.
Wow. I don't know.
Anyway,
sorry,
guys.
man, it's just that.
Anyway, guys, it's been a lot of fun. Really enjoyed it. Great show, and looking forward to hearing your win, Commodore. And so yeah, go Imperial Fists.
Or my punching my opponent.
Your win, your freaking win. Anyway, guys, awesome stuff. I can't wait. I think I am playing Mythos next week. We're gonna talk about it, but I think it's gonna be at your place, Mythos.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine. That's great. I realized since we re-imaged my computer, I'm not sure where my list of patrons is.
Oh shoot!
Hey, you dudes who give us money, yeah, thank all of you.
Oh wait. Okay, we're good.
Damn, recovered.
All right, a couple of things. This was an awesome show. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Had a blast with all of you. And like Freak and I mentioned, between, both of us work, Freak works on, he's got like his own region here in the Houston area he works on. I've got a national kind of gig. So between the two of us, it was hurricane prep and kind of like nonstop, meetings and stuff like that this week. So it's been a crazy weekend. It's so good to get to the weekend and spend some time hobbying with.
Wait. Speaking of, you guys are good, right?
Yeah. Actually, as far as our area, the both hurricanes, took a nice eastward curve and missed us completely. So.
When we got some rain about 3 hours ago, and only lasted for about 20 minutes.
Yeah, but for those 20 minutes, man, it opened up.
Yeah, it did. You needed it.
So yeah, had a tough week, but man, you guys definitely helped make it better tonight. We started the weekend off right with you beautiful people. If you guys want to see more amazing live streams, tomorrow check out our brother Big D over at the Gamecraft Dragon doing his UK friendly stream. It'll be noon here in Eastern Central Time, which will make it 6 p.m. over in the UK. Also, want to mention our brother the Pickle Jar does streaming every Wednesday afternoon, as far as U.S. Central Time goes, and on Thursday afternoons U.S. Central Time, you can check out. I want to say it's 2 p.m. in the afternoon. You can check out Chilling Wargamers and their live stream. They have both Pickle Jar and, by the way, Pickle Jar is also part of the Chilling Wargamer stream, so you can actually see them in both spots. It's always such great shows over on those channels, and you guys will have a great time hanging out with those guys. I want to refer you to all three of our brothers' live streams there. You have Big D, Pickle Jar, and of course, Chilling Wargamers. Check them out. Again, just to repeat, tomorrow, noon, Central Time, Big D. Wednesday afternoon, you're going to get Pickle Jar live stream. Thursday afternoon, you're going to get Chilling Wargamers. Check out all of these amazing live shows.
And as always, we are part of the Chilling Network.
We are part of both the Chilling Network and the IDICBeer Wargamers Unification. So. And, of course, now that I've got that out of the way, referring you to those amazing shows, I want to make sure that we thank all of our supporters as we close out tonight. So thank you to everyone who joined us here in the chat. Thank you to everyone who made sure to hit that like button. Spend your Friday evening with us. We also want to thank our patrons who help us make this thing happen. And actually, talk all the time. Last week, you guys know, we obviously had several technical issues, but thanks to patron support, we managed to upgrade some software on my computer this week. We managed to order a battery pack, because one of the reasons why my potato was acting so badly is that the battery pack started swelling. Boom, we got another battery pack on the way. You guys are helping us, literally helping hold my computer together right now. So
You're the glue, guys. You're the glue.
seriously, like, jokes aside. So we appreciate the hell out of you guys. So we're going to go through, you guys. You guys know I get excited thanking our patrons. If you guys have me in your earbuds or anything, you don't want to tone me down, because I am going to get excited. And first, I want to make sure to thank brother Bloodclaw Wyvern Miniatures.
Why, bird? Why?
Bloodclaw Heinrich Botha.
Heinrich. How do you spell your last name?
Bloodclaw Running Bear.
Is he running from a bear?
Bloodclaw Richard at the Nerd Life.
He is the sexiest nerd alive.
Bloodclaw Big Mac Dan Skull.
'Cause he drives a Big Mac.
Bloodclaw Brian the Mini War Mutt.
Bow wow, baby.
Bloodclaw Big D at the Gamecraft Dragon.
Because he's got a big D.
Bloodclaw
Brian.
Chief Live Gaming.
He is the chief.
Bloodclaw Inquisitor Zane.
Insane in the membrane.
Bloodclaw Zack the Crimson Painter.
Always red.
Grey Hunter Brother Roxas.
IT Master.
Grey Hunter Kaiju Shorts.
Australian Jesus.
He fights drop bears for our sins.
Cheers.
Wolf God Kylo.
Drop trow.
Wolf God the Commodore.
Not the 80s computer.
The sole defender of the Imperium.
Oh,
The ultimate
where?
Wolf Lord. Meeks.
Meeks, clap them cheeks.
The stealthiest and most deadly Wolf Lord in the entire Imperium. the ultimate wolf lord.
Ooh. Where? Where is he? I think he's behind you. Look out.
And finally, our very own Smash Captain, wielder of the banhammer here in our own chat, the ultimate wolf lord Archer.
Archer, you want to smash?
Let me smash, baby.
Let me smash.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us on a Friday night. Thank you for everything you do to help us and support us. Thank you for literally being the duct tape holding my computer together right now. If you guys like tonight's episode and our amazing guest here, the Commodore, where can they find you and your artistic work?
I usually post on Instagram. I am the Nightly Gamer. So Nightly like the medieval knight. And then Gamer like the people who don't see the sun a lot. So
That's fair. Also, you post pretty frequently on Honor and Heresy on Facebook too. If they want to see some.
Oh yeah, Honor and Heresy, 40K for like adults. That sounded really wrong. You want to see my Selenity? No, good. Bye. No.
Guys, after the stream tonight, Commodore and us are going to play a game. It's going to be 40K for adults, guys.
Do you have your bow ties on?
Chicken brown cow.
I did make that intro.
That's true. All right, so those are all the places you guys can find. If you guys liked our guest tonight, if you guys like any of this topic, please make sure that you grab up an ox and smash that like button in the name of the Emperor. Drop us some comments down below. Feel free to be part of any of these ridiculous conversations. And if you guys are not yet subscribed to the channel, then that freakdelicioso.
Hey.
And that handsome Commodore. We'd love to have you as part of the pack here on the Frost.
Dave Frosty.
The Internet, the final frontier. These are the live streams of Frost and Fist. Their mission, to explore miniature wargaming, to seek out new hobbyists and models, to boldly go where no potato has gone.